Like when Eve got her legs.
Selfish.
Oliver.
Selfish. Fuck, man.
Oliver's the goat. Oliver was out there fighting and you over there.
Cecil going, mate, like, for the love of fucking God, there's 7 of you out there. At least let have one of you helping. And he's like, holding your hand. No, they might come here. And he literally goes, mate, I understand. Your fucking mum and brother out there. And he goes, I don't give a fuck.
No. Your girl is in the safest place.
Welcome, everyone, to the Brother Complex podcast. Another episode, another Friday. If you're wondering why I'm looking like this, it is because I lost the game on the last episode, which means I had to wear punishment. So I'm dressed up as Omniman, which is...
Give the viewers a good look.
We are reviewing Invincible Season 3 as well, so that is also why...
yeah, so we're reviewing Invincible, that's why I'm dressed up like this. So yeah, start off with saying if you like the content, if you're enjoying what we put out, then do help us out. Subscribe, give us a subscribe. It's free, it does go a long way. Just basically show your support. And yeah, like also if you can. Anyways, let's get straight.
But before we do, our socials are always linked in the bio. We do tend to edit things to make them a little bit funnier, put funny clips together. We do work hard on them as well. So our TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff is also down below if you could check it out if you want to, obviously. But obviously, the most important thing is subscribe, because that is what goes the furthest and is free. Is the best way to support us right now. Is subscribing. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's business part done.
Business part done. Without further ado, we're going to start with some Hills to Die On with Big Man over here, whenever you're ready.
So the Hills to Die On are also focused on Invincible.
Think, Mark!
They're not really, spoilery, especially for Season 3. Because obviously, with our reviews, we do the non-spoiler and a spoiler, whatever. So, but this one, I tried to make sure that it's not. So yeah, Hills to Die On is pretty much the same premise as Hot Takes that keep getting hotter. It's just, we do Hills to Die On that keep getting higher. So we put our own spin into it. It's pretty simple. You get it. It was extremely hard to find hot takes on Invincible.
Right.
Thankfully, Reddit.
Reddit.
I literally did a post, and it got a lot of attention. So I got a lot of feedback from the people. I got 21,000 views on it, and 160 comments of people just chatting about it. So
who was it? The Brother Complex related?
No.
Oh well. You could have advertised the podcast.
Well, I did say that I was going to put on the pod. But I didn't say what pod it was in it. But yeah, so this is straight from the people. There were some that unfortunately I wasn't able to put in because I agree with them, but they're about Season 3 and their opinions about Season 3. So yeah, start with 10 meters. It's not really that high. Most people are willing to go up there. So 10 meters, Rex should have his own special. Just like atomeve had her own special.
I don't know if there's much point in having it. Now.
I don't think so. I think so.
I mean, to be fair, I think
about his backstory, because they do go a little bit into it in Season 3.
Yeah, sure. Obviously, I'd be down to watch it.
But I don't think he needs it. I said he should have.
So if they did one, I didn't watch the Eve one.
I didn't watch the Eve.
It was really good. It was actually really good.
I couldn't care less. If they did a Rex one...
Why? Why is that?
Well, about Eve.
Yeah.
Because he's owning it.
I'm owning it, bro. Yeah. If they did a Rex one, I would actually watch it. But an Eve one...
I think, considering
why would you watch a Rex one and not an Eve one?
Because I liked Rex a lot more than I liked Eve.
First.
Does that make sense?
No, to be fair, considering the hints they give us about his backstory in Season 3, I don't think...
Yeah, it definitely be cool.
They kind of need... I know, there's a scene where Cecil is sitting with Mark in, a cafe or whatever, and then you can see, a young Eve in, a corner or whatever. And then there was the atomeve special, and there's another scene with a young Rex that's also in a corner. So that's why people speculate they're going to make a special on Rex.
Yeah, I don't think he should. I think if they make it...
on his backstory, I should, because he always talks about how how he got his powers and all that.
It should have been better if it was before this season.
No, that's agree.
I mean, maybe because now it'll have more.
I'm willing.
I don't mind it,
Yeah.
It's not like I need it.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Season 4.
The only moment that I was actually fair play, I actually enjoyed Eve being there was the we're not spoiling anything.
But I'm willing. I think Rex should have his own special.
Yeah, okay.
All right, 20 meters, so just only a little bit higher, but it's still not crazy high. No, it's not crazy. Guardians, so the Guardians of the Globe, would have helped stop major damage in the Invincible War. I think they can probably take on an Invincible, bro.
Sorry, the original.
They couldn't take on one.
No, they
No,
couldn't take on omniman.
bro.
No, the original.
The original.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I think like
Definitely. No, the original Guardians of the Globe was kind of like Justice League. It was kind of like
but they also did all get clipped by it.
Yeah, by Omni-Man, which is one of the strongest Viltrumites.
Also, and like
But yeah, definitely.
like all the Invincibles are weaker than that world.
If like some random characters were able to take out a few variants of Mark,
Boss baby.
the OG
None of them were
Guardians,
random, bro. None of them were random.
The OG Guardians of the Globe,
Yeah, I think
Could
they would have. They could have
taken-
taken.
yeah,
Immortal.
100%.
No.
No, I'm joking about Immortal, but like
Realistically, like the team could maybe take
Yeah.
out two
Yeah.
Invincibles.
I think if it was the OG Guardians of the Globe against that one variant of Mark that the new ones fought, they would have won. So
Which-
the one that
Oh,
killed,
not Sinister.
no, the
no.
one with the open
Yeah.
eye patches.
Yeah, careful there.
Careful there.
Which is
You
open eye
almost said
patches.
thrower.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did.
You got close.
You got
You
close.
said the K word.
You said a K word. And not. Anyway,
Oh,
we want to avoid spoilers anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do think they would have.
Realistically,
Because they were pretty
you could not
strong,
play in
but they all got quit by Nolan. All right, so moving on to 30 meters, which is quite interesting. The Guardians of the Globe were pathetic.
the OG,
DOG.
No.
the
I think
fish
so,
one
okay, bro.
was quite pathetic.
Consider, like, for example,
This one was just lonely.
and it's an argument people made on the internet, and I kind of agree with it. The Red Rush, he
It's
should have
cool.
been focusing since the beginning, which is what he did with Immortal on defense, like pushing people out of. He literally was just running and stopping while hitting Nolan, and then like he got clipped straight away.
Yeah.
Because if you notice in that scene, it doesn't really make sense. Because he's running, he hits, and he stops for like a little bit, which to him says he's a speedster, it's a long time, and then he runs away.
Yeah, true.
So it's like,
No, yeah, I mean,
and then there's the efficiency.
yeah, they definitely didn't have any good like team, strategy.
Bro, every time there's some fish pussy on screen, it's never good. Creature Commandos, same thing.
The efficiency was also pathetic.
Yeah.
He's shooting guys. The Martian was interesting.
Yeah. Realistically, only the Martian and War Warmer.
No,
What-
War Woman
what
didn't
about
do
the-
much
the
either.
Green-
She was the one that stood the most chance against
Immortal?
Yeah, Immortal got like clipped. Like,
Wasn't he the last one to get clipped?
well, I don't think so.
What about the green woman though? The one that could like.
She was also.
What did she do?
I don't even know how.
She could like phase through. Yeah, she was.
How did she
interesting,
get
but,
clipped?
like they all get like they were all just not smart when
I
fighting.
can't remember.
No,
yeah.
definitely, yeah.
And
Pathetic.
they also struggled against them over to him.
To be fair, less pathetic than the newer version of the Guardians of the
The
Globe.
newer version didn't really train.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's just
Getting
continue.
clipped like every other.
Yeah. Okay. So that was 30 meters.
Mm,
So we're moving on to 40 now. So we're getting a little high. Even know what that means.
Jesus
What the
Christ,
fuck
man.
is that?
So I feel like now there's a bit of a jump, even though it's still only 10 meters difference. There's still a bit of jump. So at 40 meters, Invincible is miles above The Boys as a show.
Yes.
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 I think so. as
Move
well.
on.
Even I think The Boys.
Next one.
I think The Boys is extremely overrated.
No, I think
I mean,
the Boys is very good.
I didn't even watch the
I
last
saw
season.
someone. I think it was
Sure.
Rage Bait, but I saw someone. Some people say that The Boys was better than Invincible.
No.
No. Don't even.
To me, The Boys is extremely overrated.
I
It's a
really
good
like
show.
the Boys,
Eh.
but the Invincible is better. Yeah,
Out of 10, what'd you give?
the Boys.
I give it like a 6.
6, yeah.
I'll say 6, 7.
So
yeah.
6, 7.
6, 7.
6, 7.
50
No, sorry.
meters. This show has very bad power scaling. Invincible, obviously.
What do you mean
What?
by that?
So, for example, in the third season where,
Spoilers.
I know, where it's in the trailer, where Mark's getting stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and then there's
Oh.
instances of that where they show a character is stronger than this character, but then get beat up by a weaker character. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And I noticed there's a big problem in season 3.
That, that actually leads to, of course, I'm not gonna say, but that leads to one of the negatives.
That I'm gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think we're all thinking about the same thing. So I would have to agree, especially with Mark.
Yeah.
And I think it was even worse in season 3, especially because they showed, and it's obviously not spoiled because it was in the trailer, they showed him training.
Mm.
So, and they talk about like 170% endurance, shit like that.
Yeah, like his
He's
strength
still,
went
like-
up by 300%.
and-
or whatever.
but
But
he's still
he's
getting
always
packed up.
conquesting it. And
If he's always getting packed up, I do think the
Yeah.
power scheme just makes
Yeah.
sense.
I agree.
by the random foe.
Yeah, by along with Linguini.
It's not like it's an issue, but it's not something that
Yeah,
would deter me.
so let's have a
Yeah,
priority.
no, but I do agree. The show has bad
Yeah,
power.
power scaling, and then
But besides Mark, I don't think there's
Especially with the main character, bro.
like
Yeah, but
besides
Mark
Mark,
is the
do you
main
think
character.
anyone else has an issue in terms of like that happening?
Even
Like besides Paul, but Paul was like omni level.
even till the end, while giving
Paul is on the level.
even till the end, which I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but I think she had a little bit of an issue with her. Like she always seemed so like
Who?
Eve.
Adam Eve.
yeah.
She always seemed so like pew pew and
Oh
those
no, but
mate.
that's actually something.
Yeah,
that's true, but that's not
a
what
little
the
bit
power
power.
scale.
Yeah, but yeah. Well,
Which is an issue with Green Lantern.
I
as
do
well.
think
We'll
it's,
talk about
it is
later.
tough.
It's all
the
the
power scale. To be fair, I'm gonna address one of those things in a later hill. All right, so actually, this is not next level. 60 meters. So now we're beyond the 50 meters. So less people are going
Oxygen
up
is
this
running
hill,
thing. a little
less people are willing to down this hill.
Stratosphere
The animation ain't great, especially in season 3.
ain't great. Stock shit, mate.
bit. What?
The animation.
I disagree. Yeah, I'm like, don't get me
It's
wrong.
stock shit. It's not
Don't
great.
get me wrong. The
I've seen
animation.
the whole TikToks of like people showing that whenever he hits someone, they would just grab him and move him up.
Yeah,
I mean-
there's actually one
The big guy.
The big
No,
guy.
and like, and there's also the fight. Well, there's a fight scene. The only one that involves robot in a new season,
And
he's
he's
just
just-
like a frame, and then just pews coming out.
Well,
and it's
to be honest, the thing is, a lot of shows do this, and I've noticed more and more because every time we review a show, one of us always has one of these points. That like animation is always like mid, and in the last 2 or 3 episodes,
Yeah.
Crazy.
Happened with Blue Lock, happened with this
Just
show.
Blue Lock, to be
with the
fair.
show. No, there's been other shows.
No,
where
but
it's
for
the same
example,
thing.
with this show, it went from the animation being like a 3, a 4 out of 10 to the last episode being like a 9.
No, but to be fair, like people were complaining about the animation in season 1 and season 2. To me, it wasn't as much of a problem.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't never in season 3.
It's season 3.
I was
I'll
like,
be honest, maybe it's because I'm just clueless about it and I'm just there because I like the show. I only notice it when I go on TikTok and people point
No,
out.
like, but the reason is like,
But the thing is, in season 3, that didn't happen. There was literally a frame they would show, for example, Oliver from one side,
Yeah.
and then when we pan to the front of his face, you'd see his eyes are closer together. Like
Yeah.
I literally took a picture of my student because I was like, "Why did I exclaimed out loud because like this character's whips were all malformed." I'm
yeah.
like, "Really?"
So the problem is
Didn't
with
even
season
notice.
2, they had. Do you remember the mid-season break? So they posted like 4 episodes, and then they went on a break for like 6 months or something like that, and then they posted the other 4.
I don't remember why
And
they
they're
did
like, it's because like the animation. It's not the thing of like there's the 3 factors for like good animation is cheap, time, and I don't remember what the other one was or something. But yeah, but it's like
Future.
if you want something good, then the animators need to be to spend time on it. And how do you make that faster by putting more money into it?
Yeah.
Right, but this animated show, they haven't put nowhere near the amount of money
But
that
they think the
should.
name's enough to
Yeah,
get
No,
them
but
the...
considering it's like Prime
And this
the
time-
first 2
so
seasons
yeah,
are great.
Bring
I
it
don't-
back to my point. They didn't do a mid-break season. They released everything in one go, which they should, like episode by episode, right, without any breaks. And that was good for the story because that's what fans were asking from last time, being like, "Don't do a break, big man." But then the animation severely.
Yeah, no, I just think that like considering how the animation industry is now, and I'm not even talking about Japanese. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the Western
Yeah.
version of it. I
And,
just
and
think
even the Japanese, like they're strong competitor.
no, no, but I mean, it's like obviously I understand if it doesn't look like anime, like it's a different style. So specifically Western, I just think that like considering its prime, and the show has had 2 seasons and it did very well. The fact that the budget that they use on the show is like a small fraction of what they use in The Boys.
Yeah.
It's like put more money
Yeah.
into it, and you're gonna get more out
The
of it.
animation compared with Miles Morales. Completely different.
Yeah, but that's a movie. I was gonna say
No,
more.
but the type of
like,
animation is
yeah.
pretty similar. It's not animated
It's very different.
It's a
animation.
very different way. I know what you mean. It's not Japanese
Yeah.
animation. So
Yeah, I would go up to say the animation ain't great. I didn't have as much problem as people did in the first 2 seasons, but in
No.
season 3, I
Yeah,
definitely have
definitely.
a problem. So is everyone
We all
willing?
agree,
You're
yeah.
willing to fly up the hill?
yeah,
Yeah,
You're on the
coasting.
I'm nominating it.
All right, so 70 meters. Now this kind of goes back to a point you guys were making. So feel free to discuss it. And this is I literally took it from Reddit, so
I agree.
it's a longer response from an actual user, right?
Yeah, we get it, babe. Just say it.
All right, so 70 meters. People who care about Adam Eve's powers are probably the most brain dead in this entire fandom. and are entirely missing the forest for the trees.
I disagree.
Creative fights have never been the focus. Semi-realistic consequences of superheroing, intense bloody fights, and a focus on good mental health are the pillars of Invincible. So in summary, Eve is not smart enough in fights considering she can change any matter apart from organic, but it shouldn't matter that much. So that is the summary of it.
It doesn't matter.
She's
mate.
just always just making walls.
Yeah, well, I
She's-
like.
She's
the
a
fact-
builder, bro. She's a builder.
I like the.
She's a builder. She's making walls and shooting pew pews,
I
bro.
like the fact that they have an in-world explanation where, like, yeah, she has a power to just make anything and change inorganic matter, but she needs to have the understanding for it, and that's why she's going to university now to learn architecture. That's very interesting. That makes sense. However, it was shown that she was able to do some stuff before. Why is her go-to always just pew pew
And walls.
and walls?
And like,
and for example,
she did something in one of the fights she's never done before. Why
yeah,
doesn't she use that more?
exactly.
Why doesn't she just turn their weapons into air?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's just so much things that she was shown previously that she did.
She's
and
Iron
then
Man,
she
bro.
just doesn't do
And
it
like
again.
even
She
if
she
you
is Iron Man, but builds walls
and
as
like
well.
realistically, even if you want to just
Fortnite
do,
Iron Man.
even if you just want to do constructs, it's the same problem that like media with Green Lanterns have. They always just make very basic shit, and then it gets annoying because
It's always just like the laser.
yeah, so it's just something like that. Like there's ways in which you can
You
use
can be so
constructs to make it
creative
cool.
with
Yeah.
it.
I mean, the
Make a whole
fight,
train.
the fight in season 3, I think they did better.
They did.
Her fight.
Apart from the
well,
last one.
I mean,
No, like the only good one was the last
Was
one.
it?
in my
Oh,
opinion.
okay, yeah. Conqueror.
Well, there was. It's Conquest.
Conquest.
Okay.
I'm the
The
Conqueror.
fight against.
Wait, who's the Conqueror then? There's a characters in superhero media called the Conqueror.
Yeah, Kang the Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror.
Well,
is he conquering it?
so there is. I'm not going to spoil it, but there is a fight scene in the prison where she turns walls and then she turns them into cement. And I was like, that's cool. She's not just leaving
Smart.
them pink, but then in the next episode, she leaves everything pink.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, just turn it into stuff like
It's
you
not
did.
consistent.
No,
it's not consistent. Like, and I understand like your mid fight.
You actually should watch Atomeve special because they actually is do really well with it.
No,
I've been meaning to. No, jokes aside, I've been meaning to. I just.
I have all the shit to watch,
No, I just
bro.
never. She's not a character that I would enjoy. A character that I would enjoy watching, like a
Who's your favorite
special.
character in Invincible?
Alan.
Top 3 then.
Alan.
Yeah, bro.
What's your top 3? Go.
Fucking hell.
Quick now, one, two,
quick,
three.
quick, quick.
Alan,
Yeah.
Invincible.
Okay.
Alan, markgrayson, third.
For third one, I'll probably put.
Clock sticky mate.
It was Rex.
Rex. Well, no one woman.
No. Bro,
Right.
how is Debbie and Paul not up there?
Paul is number one.
Debbie's definitely top 3 overall.
Invincible's getting bumped. Paul.
Well-written characters, yeah.
Of characters.
Of characters on the show.
Maybe not personal preference, because I want to see character be able to scrap and Debbie.
Debbie
scraps,
bro,
with a heart.
she just summons Paul.
She scraps
How
Paul
did I
in the
forget? How
bedroom.
did I forget Boss Baby?
Yeah, good. Yeah, so it's that hill. Yeah.
You guys are not willing to
Bro,
agree
Paul
that
dresses
it shouldn't
so
matter
well.
that much.
God damn.
I do think that sometimes, like, especially because this Reddit post got quite a bit of attention, they do quite focus on like, oh, Eve should be doing this and this, and I get her
well,
powers are very strong.
Yeah, have some consistency.
But it's exactly. It's exactly.
And don't make it boring.
You saw the words on
And
it.
don't make it boring.
That's what I was saying with the special. She's not a character that I would enjoy to watch a special.
or even just like show the like she starts using it, but then the more she does, obviously, the more strain it has on her.
So
So maybe it's not her. You can show her, trying to do something, but then does not have the.
So you're
strength.
saying like she starts eving it, and then it's like,
Bro, I'll be more inclined to watch a Cecil special of him as a younger, as a younger version.
Boss Baby special.
I'll be more inclined to watch that than an Eve special. I don't think they've built her enough for me to be interested in the special. I would watch a Red
I
special.
disagree.
I would watch an Alan special.
What about an Amber special?
I just hope Mark got his sea salt. That's all. That's all. That's all.
Guys, okay, so you guys aren't willing to cut the hill then.
No.
Fair.
It's so
Wait, what's the one about Omniman? That they've also made the joke that they just.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Cecil!
Are you sure? So 80 meters. So now it's a very high hill. There's not a lot of oxygen up there. So not a lot of people are willing to go make the climb and get to the. Why are you looking at me
Are you
like
sure?
that? So the take 80 meters is, I don't think there should be a hot take, but in a few other discussions I've gone to, apparently it is. I think Cecilstedman is the most morally consistent character in the show who genuinely has the best interests of the world at heart. He has to make hard decisions. He has to do some things that are morally gray, bleeding into morally black, but he always does what he does for the safety of the most lives, so overall people.
I'll climb that hill.
Cecilstedman is the hero of Invincible, and markgrayson is an immature child when it comes to their dynamic, who needs to learn to look at the big
You've lost
picture.
me there. You've lost me there at the end. You had me in the beginning, lost me there at the end.
But so I am Team Cecil, and Cecil is right. And Brother just wants to do the best for the world. That is proven, especially with what happens this season, right? Now, Mark being just a child, no, there
In
is.
terms of their dynamic,
I mean, wait, so the thing is...
Mark's the immature youngster,
Yeah.
and Cecil is the older.
I would
and not
agree
just-
with you if it wasn't for the last thing that
Cecil,
happened
but the
to
thing
Michelle.
is, Cecil doesn't see him as being immature or like a younger child because Cecil sees his younger self in Mark.
So an immature.
No, yeah, but not immature. It's just he just sees Mark as he used to be, and just that he doesn't have
to maturity. So
Are you sure?
Bro, if people keep doing that joke, man.
Bro,
So, yeah.
I can't spoil that for you.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
I agree.
I do climb that hill.
The last bit was a little bit more, but I do agree. Cecil
Yeah,
does. Cecil does what's best for the world, as it has been shown, and the only reason why I'm agreeing.
But the thing is...
So let me finish. The only reason why I'm agreeing with the immature part was the whole part that we're going to talk after.
Yeah, this season, yeah.
But
Yeah.
especially, I mean, I would agree.
You'd be surprised how many people hate Cecil as a character.
No, they're wrong.
No, they don't understand the whole.
Yeah, that's why some
Especially-
people are born leaders, some are born
But like the
followers.
last decision he made, I don't know if that's morally right. And
That's
we'll
false,
talk
but it's
more
been
about it later. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think overall,
Yeah,
I
what
would
I
climb
said.
the hill. I would climb. I did.
That's what parts. You start making a point, then you remember, oh, that's in season 3, so you just stop and go talk
To
about
be
it.
fair, I don't know why you guys keep doing that. But overall, I would climb the hill. I think Cecilstedman is the moral
Yeah,
character,
Yeah.
and he's consistent as well.
definitely.
We're pretty sure about that. All right, so 90 meters. So we're almost at the finale of
Yeah.
at the highest hill.
90 meters of venom.
Immortal is a bad character.
I think he's a great character to show how useful is.
Actually,
Yeah, the hero.
no, actually, I actually saw a TikTok post about it the other day, saying a lot of people hating, and it did change my mind a little bit. Because before my mate, you're just a little pussy, bro. Like you're just getting murked and murked and murked and murked, and you don't do fuck all. And that was my view. And then I saw the TikTok, and I was like, fair, because they were basically saying like, Immortal is the representation that there's always someone stronger than you, and it shows that he is the true hero. Because even though he just gets clipped, he always still tries and stand to protect the
Who
world.
said this?
I know the exact TikTok they want.
But that's the stupidest take I've ever heard.
It's just a cut, when he says to in new season when he's like, "I'm done." Yeah, it's that scene.
Spoiler. Thank you.
No, he said he's done multiple times,
True.
and then he always comes back. So, so it's that scene, and then he
just likes duplicate.
and then he
But
cuts.
to be fair, that take is awful.
I agree with
He
that.
doesn't represent being the weaker guy, like the underdog.
No, not being
He
the
doesn't-
underdog, but he represents he always gets killed
So does
by someone
everyone
stronger.
else, bro. Rex in season 2, Shrinking Ray in season 2.
Immortal was the strongest.
That's funny how his
The
name's
strongest-
Immortal, but
He's not immortal.
Immortal was the strongest hero.
I mean, he
on
lives forever.
Earth for thousands of years until Omniman showed up, and then as soon as like someone stronger than him shows up, what does he do?
Omni's it.
Don't want to.
Leaves.
Yeah, he's like,
So no, he doesn't represent that character.
I can't defeat him. I don't want to get stronger. So
Yeah.
I quit.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
Going to quits, bro. Going to become
I
a
mean, to be
farmer.
honest, Immortal never gets stronger.
I think.
Yeah, he could.
I
He
think-
didn't try.
Yeah, he
I
just
think
gets
overall,
cooked.
Immortal is just not an interesting character.
He just gets cooked.
So I
over
would
and
climb
over
the hill.
again.
I think
Yeah, I'm sure.
Immortal, like especially considering the cast, he's a bad character. Considering the
He's
cast,
he's an excellent
You
character
just said
to make
that
fun of.
he always get a hero, whatever, but he's down for Nyash.
True. All he cares is Nyash. Bro.
Yeah.
yeah, hero.
Yeah. So okay, I guess we'll be willing to climb that hill.
yeah.
Even though I like his design,
Immortal useless. Yeah.
but overall
bad
he's
design.
he's not a great character.
I won't let him lead me. Because if the guy that's leading me has died 7 times, it got always clipped like a pussy, I'm gonna be like, mate.
All right, 100 meters, the highest hill. Not a lot of people are willing to climb this, and it's more of a like adjacent take. You understand what I mean?
Philosophical.
No.
Oh.
Nolan should have stayed evil, at least for a longer amount that he did. I loved what they did for his character arc so far. Don't get me wrong, but to me, it feels like it happened too quickly. Like he's been alive for thousands of years, and all it took was 20 or so for him to do a complete 180. It also kind of destroys any future internal conflict Mark would have had when fighting the Viltrum Empire, especially now after the events of season 3. I feel like it would have been more impactful coming to terms that he might have to kill his dad one day.
Big ass hill.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree, but I also don't disagree in terms of let me explain.
It would be mad interesting seeing
would be
Mark
mad-
have
so-
to come with being like, shit, I actually
I
might have
don't
to kill my
think-
dad one day.
There was a plot of season 2.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, rewatch season 2 then.
Okay.
That's your homework. Right now, put it up. Nah, bro, like that was not
no.
the...
Season 2, he was having to deal with the fact that
No, it was accepting what he is and that he has to control himself
No,
and his strength. That's literally his arc in season 2, being like,
Yeah.
I don't kill. Like the whole conversation with Debbie being like, I have to learn how to control myself.
Yeah,
It's never been, I have to kill my dad one day.
No, he has a conversation with Cecil, or maybe it's like become my dad.
Cecil.
No, but that's becoming his dad, not
I guess.
I don't agree with it in terms of I think the whole fight with his son and then like him leaving and everything like that was good. I never looked at it and I was like,
But to be
oh.
fair, he did live thousands of years.
But that's also a good point. He had 1,000
Yeah, but
years
he-
with the mentality
Yo,
of
Viltrum,
I'm
he
a
never
vil-
had a son in that time. I mean,
How'd
Mark.
you know?
Mark was the one that
How'd you know?
because he says that it was the first one. Mark is the one that shows him the difference.
Yeah,
like,
but he's been alive for
'cause, like-
thousands of years. He's conquered hundreds of planets.
Just think about it. Up to that point, every single Viltrumite that he had known has had the same mentality. So his own son, when he realizes that he's different, I mean,
He's only Viltrumite by
because
blood.
if Omniman was never like truly evil from the beginning, he was just doing what he thought it was his life's purpose.
Yeah,
Right.
but he did that for thousands of years.
He wasn't going from planet to planet to conquering.
He conquered like he literally says he's conquered hundreds of worlds.
yeah,
Maybe
but,
not hundreds, but quite a few.
but not to. Well, no, that's a conquer.
No, he like when he's fighting Mark, he says yes.
Maybe. I just if Omni-Man was like more Viltrumite in the beginning.
He's
No,
considered the most.
No, I mean
one
like
of
the
top-notch-
mentality.
Oh.
If he
yeah.
had the mentality of like
I think-
conquest or something.
I think his
No, but the thing is, he is one of the top-notch Viltrumites, so he would have that
what
mentality.
I'm saying is that he would have killed Mark.
Yeah, and there's a difference about Earth. That's the whole point. And like his redemption is to show
Only
that.
thing that I didn't
Without
really
only
like-
man's redemption, you don't show how Earth and the humanity
No,
is
but it's
different.
not the thing that he doesn't have a redemption. It's just that it takes longer.
I mean,
I don't mind it, no. I
It's
don't mind.
honestly, it's Debbie, bro. You saw in the Invincible War, shown on the trailer, so it's
Which
not
says a
spoiler.
lot about Debbie.
Yeah.
Paul must have the time of his life.
That's not even what I was gonna say.
Oh.
Mark is like he is, and the way he is unique in the multiverse because of Debbie. Omni-Man probably changed because of Debbie.
Well, all the other-
She's that
all
much
the
of a
other-
significant
you get a
character.
little bit bagusy
But
after, bro.
all the other Invincibles also had a Debbie.
Debbie Ryan.
No, a
See,
lot of them.
full circle.
All
Right
of them
there.
did. All of them were.
Yeah, but they didn't have the.
Some were just would be like, you know, what, my dad has a point. Fuck these people. If I was a Viltrumite, everyone's bowing a knee to fucking Viltrum. I'm gonna be so real.
Realistic.
Fair, bro.
But like everyone, I
It depends,
kind
it
of disagree with that
depends.
because every other Invincible had a Debbie.
Yeah,
So
but
it's not that what makes
but
him
it wasn't the
unique.
same one. It wasn't the same morals. I don't know.
What you know? You asked
Okay, if you were in that position, what would you've done?
The world is.
Man, I'll be a fucking villain, bro. Everyone's catching a stray. Everyone.
Not even for Viltrum, bro.
For Viltrum. Boss baby gone.
Marked. So you guys don't know.
But the one thing that I didn't like, which is very small, but one thing that I didn't like was
Well,
him.
Wait, isn't this the last hill?
No,
yeah,
this
it
is not
is.
about
Like,
season
shouldn't we
3, by
just
the way.
move to
yeah.
the?
To be fair, we're gonna.
Well, let's just do a quick thing now, and then you say your
so
point.
you're not willing to go up the hill that it should have taken a little
No,
longer.
no,
I don't
To
think
be fair,
so.
I don't think either. I'm just playing a little devil's
I'm
advocate.
indifferent about it. If he had taken a little bit longer, he had the whole thing with potentially having killed his dad. I would have been opposed to it, but I don't think the way they've done it is bad.
Yeah, fair. I agree.
I say let's jump right to the
Bro, I
review.
might have to
Yeah,
get
I mean,
mustache.
we're gonna
Itching
get
to
straight
review.
into the review
Stand ready for my arrival, Worm.
Like, why am I making a point in doing that?
of. So obviously we're gonna jump into the review of Invincible, the Amazon Prime series. We're obviously gonna focus on season 3. the rating at the end, what would be the overall show or just season 3?
I say just season 3.
All right. But
We can talk about the overall show.
we'll talk about
afterwards.
overall. So the way we do this is we go through each one, we give a score out of 10. Then we go through non-spoiler, kind of our thoughts, and then we give a spoiler warning. We get into spoilers. But season 3, at this point, this episode comes out. It's been out for a little bit. So,
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
hopefully it doesn't bother anyone, and if anyone does want to watch, you can watch. So yeah, I think we can just start.
Start,
You're
yeah.
gonna start with spoilers over there.
No, we can start.
So this is the brothercomplex verdict on Invincible season 3.
Yeah,
I'm giving it a 9.
I'm giving it a 7.
I'm giving it a 7 as well.
I'm getting a 9.
We've been linked.
I won't be mad at an 8. I won't be mad at an 8.
I'm gonna say the show overall for me
Fucking
is
shit.
is at an 8.
I'm sorry, I never guess for no wings.
The show overall for me is at an 8.
Overall, it's like
Season
a 9.
1
Yeah.
is like I love it.
No,
It's
season
such
1's
a
a
good
10 out of 10.
Season
It's
1's
probably
10 out of 10.
one of the best seasons of
Season
superhero
2 was
media.
really good.
Season 3 is better than
Bro.
This season was what I think was the worst one.
Really?
I'm
No, that's a
Hot.
hot take.
Really?
That's a hot
Season
take.
3 is better
Some
than
people,
season 2.
Some people say this is the
Maybe.
best.
To be fair, I'll toss up season 2 and season
But
3.
some people say season 3 is the best season.
But let me tell
That
you,
one was the best.
season 3, episode 8, the last episode of the season, is the best thing I've seen on television.
The last 2 episodes,
relax.
But it's up there.
We
That's
just watched Daredevil.
So yeah, actually, one of my questions would be: is that do you still rate Daredevil above Invincible?
I
Yeah.
rate Invincible above Daredevil.
I agree.
Stand ready for my
I rate Invincible above Daredevil.
Bro,
I don't.
Which makes sense with my rating, because give Daredevil 7, 8,
Alright,
I'm
so,
giving him a 9.
Bro,
Okay, I
that's
guess
insane.
since me and Tiago Laura
So-
will be focusing more on the cons, and you guys will be, since you guys are, will also be
Yeah.
focusing more on the
Well,
pros.
it's what I said.
Should
I
be a good
won't be mad
dynamic,
at
but-
an 8.
Should we do
Um,
a non-spoiler?
let
the
me
show's
see.
been out for
I
a
might have
while.
some points
I
that
have
I
some
can.
stuff we can talk about non-spoiler.
But it's been out for a while, bro. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
no,
you
it
think
can be a
it's
quick thing. It's just in case if there's one subscriber that's like, I want to know their thoughts.
So what
without
did
it being-
what did you guys think about, because this is not part of the show, what did you guys think about the voice acting from Conquest? Did it bother you?
I thought it was
It bothered
perfect,
some
yeah.
people. Some people wanted Josh Brolin.
No, this wasn't Josh Brolin. It's because the problem is, right, 3 actors got announced in redacted roles. It's just built up anticipation because people knew one of them was going to be Conquest. And one of those actors was, I don't remember his name, but he is Mike in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. He's an amazing actor with a very old and low voice, right? And people thought, oh, it's him. Because, what's his name that plays Conquest? Walking Dead.
Yeah, I mean,
Negan.
I think they know.
His name is fucking escaping me now, but yeah. So him got announced, and people thought, oh, he's playing Thrag, which is a character in the future of Invincible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Thrag is not in the show.
No.
So yeah,
Or in the
so
season.
They made an AI say the voice, the lines of Conquest using John. I think his
Jeffrey
name-
Morgan. Jeffrey
yeah,
Dean Morgan.
using the other actors, the one from Breaking Bad, using his voice. So people got hyped about it. And then when it got revealed that it wasn't,
Yeah.
they were like, but no,
It was
his
fine.
I
It was a
didn't
great
mind
performance.
His
his
voice
voice
was
was
fine, bro.
insane.
It was a great
so,
performance.
so people were saying that he doesn't sound old enough. I don't think.
I think Oliver as well is a fucking goat.
Yeah.
Facts.
I was worried.
for a big ass beat down.
Wait,
I was worried.
are we? Sorry,
No.
Spoiler free.
Spoiler free. I was worried, and we mentioned this before, that it was gonna be a little bit annoying. He's low-key goated.
Yeah,
Low-key
but
goated. Him and Paul for me are on the
that
same
part
level.
I'd just rather if he
Top
said
regard to
time
spoilers.
for a beat down and he hit him like 3 times.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Well, you just said spoil. Oh,
Spoiler free.
I thought you meant.
Why did I have a feeling this guy was thinking spoiler free means we're free to get spoilers?
But the way you said that, you were like spoiler free, like shoot away.
Yeah, I already knew this guy.
No.
Oh, okay, sorry, sorry.
Oliver was
amazing.
was
But is
absolutely
that
fucking
spoiler?
goated.
What I was
It
gonna
is.
say?
I'm not gonna lie. Oliver, Mark.
No.
Real? Shut the fuck up.
I have another thing I
Why?
want to
Because
ask
he
you.
over skates, bro.
So before,
scared.
if you remember on the Norway episode that you can go watch, we talked about romance and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Do you think Gwen and
Oh.
Peter and Tazim is better than Eve and Mark?
I haven't watched Tasman.
Yes.
You have watched Tazim.
Yeah.
you dick.
I think Eve's plot was a bit
The
rushed.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh.
Eve getting together with Mark was a bit rushed, I think. Apparently, they have way more
Their
time.
relationship.
Yeah, apparently they have way more time together before they're even a couple in the comics. Whilst he was dating Amber, so that's
Also,
why.
I was so wrong. When we talked about the trailer, I was so
and
wrong.
If we go about, I think it was
Yeah.
episode 3, we have an enormous discussion about how
trailer.
Invincible
Which
should...
is something I'm gonna want to talk about
Yeah,
later
what-
because you made a point that
Yeah.
said you'd ruin his character.
Yeah.
And I want to circle back on that
No,
because
I
would
think-
you say it's ruined him?
Well, to be fair, he
affects
hasn't.
it.
He hasn't killed.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Well, no,
That's
but,
the
no,
thing
but
that-
careful
no,
with
no,
spoilers.
yeah, no, but he.
Well, that's actually a
he
massive fucking
thinks he
spoiler.
has.
I know, but that's
That's
the
a
thing.
massive fucking
But
spoiler,
that's
actually.
he also
Well, no,
thought
we're not
about
talking
it.
about who.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Cecil.
Cecil. I continue. If anything, I'll be
Yeah, so that's the thing that really annoys me is because of like, for example, in the last season.
Careful.
Oh yeah, sure. I can't say. So yeah, I hate when.
Why do people keep doing that? We say spoiler
it's
free,
like,
and they're always like,
oh, you've killed someone, but they're not actually dead, and then you can just keep on doing it because once, fine, but like if every time you go for the kill and then you think they're dead and then they're not,
Oh, wait,
it's
no,
like, brother, there's something.
Oh, I gave it an 8. Sorry. Turns out I wrote the score down. I gave the season an 8.
because 9 is like.
I'm
Yeah.
giving
I
it
think
9.
I just think
Yeah.
that
If
I
the
don't-
animation was a little bit tiny
before we get
better, it
into,
would have been a 10. No joke.
I think I'll address what you said about my previous point. Then
Yeah.
I want to say something as we get into spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just-
would you agree that the overall show would be like around an 8 or 9?
No, yeah, the overall show is like a 9.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would say the overall show is
Overall,
probably
yeah.
a 9.
But I don't think I was wrong. I like how they did it. It's just from the arc that he was in season 2, I thought they were going in a different direction. So I thought they're like, oh, this is what they're setting up, but they're actually setting up something different. So what they set up differently, I think it works.
I'm just saying, bro. Your whistle
yeah,
was
fair.
whistling.
Yeah, I
because
whistle
we
too much.
mean, especially me and you, we had a whole discussion about how. Well, yeah, we're getting spoilers now, or?
Yeah, we're getting spoilers, but you can answer though. Yeah. So spoilers
Spoilers.
from this point onwards. We'll be talking about spoilers from
So-
season 3 in Invincible.
Conquest's pickle gets fondled.
Yeah.
Right. And you made a point that if Mark killed, and I even mentioned Viltrumite specifically, you said it ruined his character.
It was a fact. Yes.
Yeah, you said ruin. We can
Yeah.
check the tapes.
Yeah,
You said ruin his
it is
character.
in the title.
Because I thought,
And not just, even if you want to take the whole thing that Conquest technically is still alive because of Cecil, Mark has said that if anyone touches his family again,
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
he's
No, because I
destroying
thought
them.
at the end, he literally says, "Oliver, you were right. I'm gonna kill
Bro,
anyone
no, but
that I
that's-
come across."
honestly-
And even with the well, it's already said, Ashram him being back, when he's holding me on the portal, he's like, "I'm not gonna let you hurt
Bro,
my
but
family
that's the
again," and he
thing.
was gonna kill
I
him.
would have hated him more if he didn't become like that. In terms of because he's not Dar. We just
No,
reviewed
but I
Daredevil,
thought-
but he's not Daredevil. In terms of Daredevil has those morals, and if it's so well with
yeah, but
character,
I thought they were going that route. I thought
But I'm
because
so
with
glad
the
they
whole
didn't,
speech
mate.
with Debbie, where in season 2, where he's sitting on the house by the window or whatever.
Yeah, he needs to
Uh,
be better.
And he has a whole conversation that's like, the most important thing I need to do now is to learn to control myself. And he literally saying, I need to be, and he's sobbing.
Yeah,
so
but-
I thought, so they're going the direction of he can't kill.
Yeah, but
so
when
that's
I-
what
no,
I was
but when
thinking.
you
So
said that-
to me, I was like, okay, if they kill, then they will affect it. But the thing is, with season 3, the way they went about it is like, no, it's him figuring out that sometimes he has to kill because he has to protect his family. So it's a thing of
this
like,
is what we said.
no,
This
but
is
I
literally what I
thought-
said.
I thought
We
they were
said
going
we
the
were
route
same
of
thing.
Daredevil and Spider-Man, but they're not.
No, but that's literally what I told you. He needs to
Yeah,
learn
but I
to control
think it
himself. So
affects-
when he kills, he has. It's not
Yeah,
out of
but
anger.
I
like
think
he
it
did with,
affects a
Angstrom
little
Levy.
bit that speech from season 2.
I don't think. I think he
so.
just took that
I
think
speech the wrong way.
He would have been such a cuck.
And I mean,
if-
to be honest, and I talked to one of my friends about this. It shows like the
friend?
complete like deviation of like the separation. I mean, between a character like Invincible and Spider-Man, because Spider-Man in Invincible's situations will never go down this path that Invincible's going now.
When it's, I kind of want to address this straight away before we dive deep into the spoiler
Balls deep.
and our cons and pros. You guys know there's a paradox in the show, right? Like a grandfather paradox
Yeah, with the clothes.
with the clothes. No, what?
No? Oh, I thought that you didn't say
No,
that.
like there's a grandfather paradox. I don't know if you know this. You need, like, don't interrupt me right now because it's a bit difficult for you to get your hand around it.
Okay.
So just pay attention. Okay?
So viewer pay attention.
If you remember, so the what happened in season 3 is Angstrom-Levy is actually alive. He comes after fucking Mark. He's watching him. So and then he sends the Invincible War happens, right? So what happens from the Invincible War? What's a big thing from there? Rex dies, right?
Mercy
What
peace.
happened after Rex's death? Rudy takes up the mantle, correct?
He calls himself Rex. Yeah.
So
Which
Rudy
we're gonna talk about
Rudy
that.
becoming Rex is because Angstrom-Levy was watching Mark and sent Invincible.
I know what he's on
in,
about.
right? In season 2, if you remember, Mark gets stranded in the desert.
and talks with them from the future.
But in the future, like they go visit him, and Rex is robot. But in their universe, Mark was not there because he was in the desert. So there was no Invincible War. So how did Rex die?
Well, some people are saying that Angstromlevy would still wanna send the Invincible, like the.
But why would Angstromlevy send in if he only wants to kill Mark?
No, because he wants to tarnish his.
And keep in
Honestly-
mind that in that Angstromlevy, he's still getting healed up.
Yeah, but to tarnish his image.
Well, honestly, I think it's because of Robot. I mean, Bro is sus. If Bro doesn't become a villain, I don't know what else.
but
he's
you're
gonna
saying in that universe he killed
do.
Rex?
No, because he's been obsessed with Rex since day one. He created his body.
Yeah, but then you
with
think
Rex's
you think
genes.
Robot killed Rex? Though.
Maybe.
That's crazy.
That's crazy to say.
But to be fair, if Invincible never came back, maybe Rex didn't have his redemption arc. So maybe he never got with Shrinking Ray. He never did all that. So he ended up just getting killed
By who? Though?
by Paul.
Paul.
Yeah,
but I do think
with the
it's,
spaghetti meatballs.
No. I
mean,
multi-Paul. I was actually being serious.
Oh,
Because he almost dies. Invincible saves him.
Oh.
I guess.
So maybe that's why he got killed.
I mean, that'll be kind of.
But,
I mean, now that we have mentioned my boy Rex, if you remember on the previous episode, we talked about top 5 deaths,
my fucking
and
skeleton.
they were David, Rengoku, Eren, Gambit, and Isha.
Give Isha out, bro.
Are we taking any of them and swapping it
say
for
it?
Rex?
I don't think so.
Well, I swapped Gambit and Isha. Isha was 4th, Gambit was 5th. I think.
Isha can.
I don't think so.
I'm swapping
I
it.
think Rex is
When
number
you think
6.
about it, Gambit and Rex are very similar characters, even in powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Witcher.
Like,
But Gambit is cooler.
well, no.
What I mean.
Gambit absorbs kinetic energy and
No,
disperses
he
it.
doesn't absorb.
well,
no,
there-
that's Bishop. That's his power.
No, but at least somewhere in the comics it says
they both
Gambit
charge
absorbs
shit up
fucking
and
thing.
make it blow.
Yes.
I really like how they explain the whole thing with Rex, which is like, because he's portrayed as the dickhead, right? He's kind of like that player.
Especially in the first few seasons.
He's like that player character that is a cunt and just basically thinks about himself.
Just your spirit animal, basically.
Wow. okay.
Bro, the mustache was so funny
yeah.
when he did that.
So yeah, he's like that player cunty character, basically.
Yeah. So are you putting him in a top 5 or
Wait.
stopping someone else?
No, I'll get there.
Oh.
What I'm trying to say is, I really like how
Paul is on
they, I
the
really like
story.
how they portrayed him, which that is his like superficial, like shallow, how he puts
Youth.
himself out. But deep down, he acts like that because he doesn't have an identity.
Yeah,
he,
that was such a good
Rex
speech.
is not even his name, so he
Well,
does.
it is his name, but it's the only name he has.
The
Like
only
it's
name
not an alias. It's legit him. He's nothing without being
Rexplode.
Rexsplode.
Is not an alias. It is who he is. So it's that whole thing of not having a sense of self.
Yeah.
So he creates
Real.
this shallow, like cunty personality to protect
Yeah.
himself because he doesn't know
I think
who
Rex
himself
was-
actually
are you
is.
gonna-
Rex's arc was
Wait, so are
definitely
you putting Eden in a
I'll definitely put him there, and I'm taking out Isha. Sorry, man.
So you're putting Rex 4th?
Putting his
I
death
think
was very
Gambit's was
similar
better
to
than Rex, though, to
Gambit.
be honest.
Yeah, it was very similar to Gambit.
I think I prefer Gambit. At least to me, it's
I
more
don't-
powerful.
Well, Gambit
It was very.
saved everyone in Genosha.
Well,
Or everyone
regardless,
else
we're
left.
reviewing the season, so
And
let's
Rex
stick
saved
to
his
it.
mates.
We're reviewing the season, so let's stick to it.
They were absolute cunts for putting that song straight after as well. That
Oh, the Billie Eilish one.
the Billie Eilish, bro.
The thing is, like, okay, let's actually try to give some structure. I think the first.
Yeah, we
dispute-
should do like Spider-Man, like Daredevil.
Let's
go
start from
for,
the
like,
beginning and finish at the
Okay,
end.
I mean,
So
this is the beginning.
The first like arc-ish was the whole Cecil versus Mark. Let's
I
talk
think
about
the
that.
first. That's exactly what we talk about. I think the first dispute between Mark and Cecil with the whole like Darkwing, and he finds out that like he has the robots. I think
Yeah.
Mark is a bit childish there.
Are you on Cecil's side?
Yeah, because
I
Mark's
disagree.
being a little childish there. He's saying no, he has to stop it. Darkwing has to be in jail. But then with Nolan, he's like,
I would agree.
There's some redemption
I
there.
would
It's like,
agree
what?
if like Sinclair was still imprisoned in terms of like Sinclair is not
Yeah,
that
he goes out to the movies.
He's going out to fucking the Cineworld.
what about Darkwing?
Huh?
What about Darkwing? Like the whole thing with Darkwing is
It
that
should
he
be the
kills
same
his villains.
You
Like
see,
that's the,
I
he
think-
kills like robbers and shit.
I think there is still a difference between
I'm very 50-50, yeah.
Darkwing,
and Sinclair.
trying to do trying to help people and just kills, compared with Sinclair that just wants to
Yeah,
turn
but
high
Mark's
school.
problem wasn't just with Sinclair.
Yeah,
it was
I
with
know.
I
Darkwing
know,
as
but
well.
I'm talking about Sinclair.
I'm very
specifically.
50 with Darkwing.
Like,
I'm
you'll
like,
have-
I'm like, maybe he's trying to turn a new leaf. He's like trying to become better. Sure. With Sinclair, he needs to be in prison, bro. Imagine
Yeah.
being Mark and your best mate's boyfriend just got poked around by someone that has no remorse because he doesn't think he did wrong. He's doing still the exact same thing with others
Yeah.
And
But
like I understand.
the
season-
Rihanna man-
Wait until he finds out about.
The Rihanna men are the only reason all of the heroes are alive with the whole Doc Seismic thing. You know, all the
But that's what
bugs.
we said. Cecil is the actual hero because he is thinking about
and,
the world.
and during the
Yeah,
Invincible
bad
War,
mustache over here.
Well, here.
they were able to kill 2 variants of Mark.
No, like
Just a random
I
man.
agree, but my problem isn't him using Sinclair. It's that he can go cinema. He can go shops and
With
cinema,
babes
bro.
from
Yeah, bro.
Like you can't be
That is
doing
crazy.
that. You can keep him detained and still make him.
Yeah,
He
but
can
I do,
be-
think, I do think Mark acts a little bit childish in that first
Yeah.
dispute, being like, "Oh no, Darkwing."
And
should be
and like,
bars."
it,
Like,
it,
that's
it
his
was
point.
like, let's chill out. We can talk about this.
If
And Mark was like,
Sinclair
"Ah."
mutilated
no, but
one of your
but I'll
like,
use
yeah,
one
but
of
you
us.
can't say that, for example, about Darkwing when he gives
Bro,
no
I'm
one the
talking about
chance to change.
Sinclair, not
Yeah,
Darkwing.
but you can't just change
The
it. Talk
argument's
about
still
one
there.
side of the argument if he's also talking about
Well, it's
everyone.
two extremes. Sinclair mutilated people. Darkwing killed people.
Okay, but he's talking. He
Would you
talks
rather be
about
killed or mutilated?
Killed, bro.
He talks about both.
Punisher kills people.
alive, to be honest.
You know, Punisher kills people, and like there's an argument there to be made. But like, if Punisher was mutilated,
but-
Punisher was doing what Muse is
But
doing.
Mark isn't just angry about Sinclair. He's also angry about Darkwing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
No,
that
but
to me, it's
also
like
Cecil has
he's
a
being
little
childish.
ear ringing device. That would piss me off as well.
Yeah, but that was after.
when
That's,
Robot goes,
that's the only thing that saved them from all the Mark variants.
bro, when Robot goes frequency off or something like that, and Mark just fucking gets angry.
Walked in.
Yeah, I mean, so that was like my
Yeah.
first con
Also,
is that
bro,
dispute.
Cecil was proven right when Darkwing, my goat, sacrifices himself to take down one of the Marks later on. He's a whole.
No, but did he sacrifice? He didn't come back from the Shadow one.
I know, because he was
He for
probably-
sure got clipped.
Yeah, he got cooked straight away and trapped the other Mark in the Shadow Realm.
You think so?
It's the only reason all the Guardians are alive.
Yeah, maybe.
That's like, and
not all of them.
and he was the one
R.I.P.
that
Rex.
didn't have any redemption, like a guy with no
To be fair,
redemption.
I think it's about time we address this. The amount of characters that come back from the dead. So
yeah.
Angstrom
Oh, yeah.
Levi, Shrinking Ray, obviously.
I didn't mind
Duplicate.
Shrinking Ray.
Obviously, duplicate. No,
Duplicate makes sense.
Multiple. The way he uses power is very interesting.
I think Shrinking Ray. Should,
Oh, mate, I
So-
liked, but at the
No.
same
no, it's
time,
not that.
oh,
They're
sorry.
already talking about fucking Paul.
Yeah, wait, we're gonna get to that.
There's
Two poles and they're both got it.
I just think that like Shrinking Ray should have stayed dead, and I think Angstrom Levi should.
yeah, but then you wouldn't have the.
I think they should have
Yeah, but it
made it
defeats the
some way.
purpose.
Like somehow they were able to create a device.
because they'll link Rex and Tricking Ray. They
You see those people that healed him up. Just say they took his fucking powers to a device. Boom.
powers.
Like I don't really like how Angstrom Levi just came back, because the whole thing of season 2
Yeah,
is that he kills Angstrom Levi and he's like fuck,
Yeah.
you know, and his whole arc is based on that just for season 3.
Yeah, mate.
Psych, bro, I'm
And also,
alive.
I didn't
Psych.
really
And then,
like.
season 3 ended the exact same.
And Shrieking Ray is back as well. It's like that scene where Shrieking Ray gets eaten alive.
Shrieking what?
Rex gets popped in the head in season 2,
Yeah.
and Duplicate it just gets
Oh,
mashed
yeah.
up, and you're like, fuck. But that was a crazy good scene.
Yeah.
Season 3, they're
They
all
bring it
alive.
back. I don't. Yeah, I
Not
didn't.
one of them died.
I
bro.
didn't like
No,
the.
but like that Shrinking Ray scene with Rex is so important for Rex to
Yeah.
develop.
I know, but do it with different
but-
characters. That's what I mean. Like
But who?
everyone that has died comes back to life.
That
Let's
is not
see,
good.
Everything.
I agree with Angstrom.
Death
And you
is
gave it
so-
a 9.
Death is
Bro,
so.
how is Black Samson still alive? Brother doesn't
Yeah,
nothing.
No, but he has powers.
He has powers.
What powers?
The electricity,
It's like power up.
kinetic.
Yeah, he does
Like
have some shit.
every single, because death is supposed to impact the character to motivate him to do something. Every single one, from the lizard fight where Duplicate, Rex, Shrinking Ray, it was so important, and like the fight was so good for them all to come back. Atomeve at the end against Conquest, the motivation that they gave Mark just to come back. I'm not saying they should have stayed dead, but I'm just saying for her to just come back.
Yeah.
Like there's more.
It is, yeah.
And then even smaller characters like Boss Baby, like the green guy.
I mean,
To be fair,
fair,
that's more into Invincible.
they do make it consistent. Like they have made it consistent. That technology is really advanced to bring people
And people did die.
back from a lot of bad situations where
Yeah.
they wouldn't be like normal. But yeah,
It's stupid, bro. Like, it takes away so much the depth of that season 2 had.
yeah.
What did you guys think of the Powerplex episode?
I think.
Well, we're
You know
gonna
what
get to
pisses
that.
me off? I mean, to be fair, we are bringing it up.
So now we're gonna move on to the 3 section of episodes where it's the dragon one.
Powerplex.
It's a power
It's the whole thing
and
of
then the
Oliver
one
Atom
in
becoming a proper-
middle. There's the one where he goes to the future.
Yeah.
It's that middle section.
Yeah.
So
So,
PowerPlex is
yeah.
the last one.
So, first of all, I think because in these episodes, which is episode like 4, 5, and 6, should be around there,
Yeah.
where Oliver starts actually becoming a hero. First of all, like it's a very minuscule thing. I'll give you
Oh,
that.
and the dogs.
But I think it's stupid as fuck the fact that they fly so many times without suits. It's like you have a superhero identity, and it's hard for you to be like, oh yeah, they're actually masked heroes when they're flying without suits all of the time. It's like you're flying around your house. If I was your name, I'll be like, why's my name up? My name is Invincible.
When they were driving to, I can't remember where it was, and they were holding the car. If
Yeah.
I'm a random,
Yeah.
I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
You just see a youth holding a car like,
I
like Paul. What the fuck, Paul?
You just see a Toyota flying around.
I do understand because like I was thinking, oh, people can't see them that far away because
But they need to park.
They're gonna park the car, so they're gonna park it.
And there's sometimes like they're just flying over the city and shit, and no suits, bro.
Yeah.
I agree.
I that's a minuscule thing, but it kind of takes you out because it's like you have a superhero identity.
Also, the fact that we've already talked about the first 3 episodes, but that Mark, especially for the like first few episodes, is always losing.
Yeah, Mark says losing. He didn't win a single
That's
fight
it.
apart from yeah.
Let's
it
target that.
tends to affect the final fight. Mark's the beginning is him training just to lose to the same villains he was still losing. Every
bro,
fight he's
stop
getting
sizing.
clipped, and that affects the conquest fight. Conquest fight is
Yeah.
amazing, and we'll get into it more when we reach towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's been getting clipped the whole show is not surprising. He's getting clipped at the end.
Also, like of course we're gonna talk about
And
the
then
last
just
episode.
ask points to Cecil.
Well, we're gonna talk.
Because like Cecil is looking and John and then Mark losing with dog sizing.
Cecil's a fiend because he did it on purpose to bring everyone there when the fight's over just to see.
When he was all cheeked up, bro.
Oh, cheeked up on that Saturday
Cecil
afternoon.
should have been.
Cecil is a real man's man, bro.
I love the
Your robot took screenshots,
I
bro.
love the TikToks of just Cecil like this in the screen of Invincible going, Cecil! And him be like, the caption's just like, what is he gonna do?
Yeah.
He's gonna show up when Conquest still there, bro.
What were we talking about before?
The 3 episodes
No,
of
that really annoyed me how
Oh, power scale.
Invincible is like, they show him, literally bench pressing a whole world, mate, or something like that.
There's nothing heavier.
And it's like, his strength has gone up by 300%. I thought 100% was the max. 300%, mate, right? And it's all of that. And then
Are you fucking stupid, bro?
Oh.
Like the 100% is like he gone stronger than his match strength.
Yeah, he's
before.
got 3 times stronger than.
But 300%.
I thought numbers stopped at 100.
He's struggling like 300%. To then struggling with the Prowler twins, bro. The Prowler twins.
Brawler.
With the Mauler twins. So you're saying, because if we put it together, Invincible is struggling against the Mauler twins, Invincible struggled against Conquest, which means that the Mauler twins and Conquest could have fought.
Yeah,
Especially in the beginning, you like show him win some fights, bro.
Why is he getting packed up by Paul, bro?
Which Paul?
Multi-Paul.
Yeah.
Why is he getting packed up by Mower Twins or the fucking Linguini, bro, or whatever it is?
Because he walks in on multi-Paul. I just fucks.
He's getting packed up consistently. But to be fair, since we mentioned multi-Paul, this show is the best use of clone powers I've ever seen.
fair.
Bro, when he's breaking up.
Not with
cell,
her.
he's
Yeah.
just fucking
Not with
duplicating.
duplicate.
Duplicate is like a worse
suck
version.
my dick,
Yeah,
bro.
but she can't fight. She's like.
Prophecy in your episode, Duplicate can clone 2 of her and suck both my books.
Was that Captain?
Duplicate Paul? He was good. The whole
Yeah,
scene
because
of like
he's
in
an
the
assassin.
prison to like, yeah, but that's good.
No,
Yeah,
but
no,
even
yeah.
the fights of like how he creates the clones.
Or like him throwing clones and then clones jumping off shit.
No, yeah.
Your real one.
I think we should get into Powerplex.
Yeah, so
What do you think
those episodes, before we get into Powerplex, I fucking hate the Dragon episode.
Yeah,
That was such a random
What was the
episode.
second episode?
It was the one Shang-Chi guy.
and still,
Why did I sound racist?
No, I think
with the prison
Yeah.
and the bulletproof, is that his name?
yeah.
Yeah, like
Wait, no, Bulletproof is the hero.
oh yeah,
Stone,
true.
it's like Dr. Stone.
No, it's not Dr.
You
Stone.
know, Bulletproof was supposed to be the original Invincible. the
Invincible.
original,
Really?
Yeah, the
You know,
guy
the
that
stone
stone
guy.
is stone.
Yeah.
It's a skin of stone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we haven't seen that character in
Pink
ages. Like I don't care about what he's doing, and the episode is focused on him. And then Mark is like, oh, "I'm gonna fight the dragon at the end." First of all,
Yeah.
animation worst in the
And then
series.
he's still struggling against the dragon, bro.
No, because the dragon, like, apparently no one, which is his omniman,
Yeah.
took him like a whole week to defeat him.
Yeah, so it's like that. The dragon, it's fine. It's more like the whole episode. I did not care about anything.
Yeah,
else
they failed to make, because like I understand what they were going for, making
Same
this stone
thing. We're
guy.
going to the future.
Yeah, no, but would you agree that those 3 episodes are the low of the season?
No, I'm gonna disagree with that. With that one, I liked him going to the future because he gave you different
That's also a good
insight
point, though.
to. I'll stop here. He gave you different insight to Immortal.
Yeah, who cares?
Okay. We can get on that after we. It's just I think with that character, with the stone guy, I think what they're going for is showing that he's actually smart and he's like
Yeah,
that type
fine.
of character. But they didn't do well enough for me to care about
Yeah,
that
I
whole
agree.
thing that was going on. So
Yeah.
I think that was kind of weak. The fight was interesting with the
Would
dragon.
you agree that
but-
those 3 episodes are the lowest of the season?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Because it started good with the whole Cecil debate, but then that's like
You sure?
because one of
When did you
the
consider
big
it?
cons that I have is that it is something. Do you know the whole thing about IGN giving Invincible a
Four or so shit.
Like,
Stupid.
That's
But
crazy.
IGN just
But
likes to be different.
One of the points they made is that like it comes out of nowhere. It doesn't. But I would have liked them to link more to the fact something is coming. And like for example,
me.
in the whole discussion between Cecil and Mark, Cecil should have been like, brother, Anissa came to this planet, beat your ass, and said, "This is a warning. Someone 10 times stronger than me is coming. Get ready." You have
Get ready for my arrival.
You've been training. You just got beat by Doc Seismic.
Yeah,
Right. Whatever it is that's coming has no ties to Earth.
him getting beat up by random
Exactly,
mutes.
has no ties to Earth. So it's like I wanted them to keep
gets-
on. Keep on linking to the-
60% durability gets bitten by a bug, bro.
Yeah. I wanted him to keep on linking to
Yeah.
the fact that something was coming. But then, in that first 3 episodes, they don't really mention it that much. Even the whole Cecil Mark debate is more just whether or not for the great of the world and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
I
then
agree, I
the
agree.
next 3 episodes is like the fucking dragon.
Make
he
make
goes to
your
the
mind.
future, and it's
Choose.
like what are we
either
doing?
either Mark has gotten stronger and he fights against those foes very easily, and we get the fight with Conquest like it was, or he's still weak. He struggles with the other ones, but he needs help from 3 other people to be able to defeat
Yeah.
Conquest. Don't do both.
Okay, so before we get into the whole future thing,
Pussy.
what did you guys think? What you guys think of PowerPoint?
The future thing is what good for. I think the future thing we can.
Is the future thing before?
I think.
Let's not no, don't look at it. The future episode I didn't care for.
I don't think you guys are gonna agree with me. You might. I think the PowerPoint, like those 3 episodes, felt. Some more than others felt like the bank episode from Daredevil, which it's a good filler.
Yeah.
Wait, the future thing.
The future PowerPlex and the dragon. The PowerPlex I really like.
PowerPlex had like a whole arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have said you lost me a power play.
Yeah,
I
you
would have
lost me a
said
power play.
the other ones.
Take away PowerPlex.
I like PowerPlex.
The future thing, because Tiago wants to address it.
Yeah.
I think that was a very cheap way to test Mark's morals, because he's like, first of all, Immortal has been alive for thousands of years already, and now suddenly he's gone insane. Okay, it's a well, you need to give me more, a bit more for me to actually.
Fair,
know
they told you that
and
he
then he's
has
like,
gone.
no, you have to kill me. I'm not gonna fly into the sun. And he's like, why not? And then Mark, instead of
Because he
being
wants
like,
to die in battle.
Mark, instead of having that more of that hesitation of being like, okay, let me see if I can just like
he
pin him
tried.
down, hold him down, do something to just hold him, find a different solution. It just seems they got too quick to him
I disagree
killing
with
him.
you.
I disagree.
Because
Because
it's a cheap way.
if you didn't see, Mark was just evading him, but then he went to try and kill the twins.
I just think that, but I don't care about the twins. I think
Sure.
it was just a
Sure,
cheap way to
Good
test his
point.
morals by being a kill, but not an actual kill since he's an immortal from the
Yeah.
future.
That's
It's a cheap way to test his morals.
Fair.
So
I
didn't care
agree
much
with
for it.
that, but I understand why they did say that he was Mark, future Mark, whatever, just said, big man, you take care of this from now on. And he's like just there for ages and ages. And he honestly just, he wants to die. But he wants to die as a warrior, which is in battle, not by suicide, man.
Then fight a viltrumite. Go to a different planet, fight an island, fight a viltrumite.
Fair.
Leave Earth. You can just leave Earth.
No, because
Why is he still doing what
They
Invincible
explained
said?
that.
Well,
think,
no,
'cause
I
he-
think in this future, like I don't think that that's a problem anymore because I think Mark goes to Viltrum.
Okay, then go fight Mark. Find
But they're friends.
find the version of your Mark. No, because he was still like it was such a cheap way to be like, no, I actually have to kill him. And I don't think there's enough hesitation from Mark to try to find an. He didn't exhaust
I
every
agree,
other.
bro.
Mark with the arc from season 2, he should have tried to exhaust every other option before having to kill them. To me, it was just like, oh, he's attacking these random twins I didn't even want to be here with. I guess I have to kill him now. It's like,
Yeah.
it was
And it was so-
cheap.
it
for
was so
someone that struggles with the
disjointed.
idea of killing it.
Yeah.
It was so disjointed from the rest of the story and from everything else. It's like, brother, what are we doing?
But since we've left it alone, let's go to Powerplex. I like
Yeah.
Powerplex.
Powerplex.
I do like him. I think he's a bit
don't like
cracked
him?
in the head. I think that's the point
I
of the
like the
character.
idea. I like the whole story. I like the whole thing of everyone.
bring me Invincible!
I like the whole thing of.
How is he shouting without shouting, bro?
I like
He's
the
shouting
whole-
in more cases.
I like the whole idea of we always get the view of the hero in the fights and whatever, and it's the look how much destruction you've caused.
Yeah.
And I really like that they connected that whole scene from first season of him holding the building and
Oh, yeah, true.
with
That was
this.
good.
So I really like
Good,
that.
yeah.
Only thing I didn't like is how much of a fucking retard he was, mate. You love your son. You love your
No, but
wife.
that's the thing, he was slowly going insane.
You love me, you do that.
He sounds like
Time, bro.
I went from Omniman to Mario.
No, I do think it's just a thing of like he was going insane in his rage towards Mark. The only thing that I don't like
look,
that they
but
did.
I know that with the attachments, my electricity gets a little bit bigger. Maybe
You
let's
mean
not,
fry him?
let's not put my newborn in the frying pan.
No, but that was the whole thing of like getting invincible there.
literally season his newborn.
No, it's the whole thing, bro. Like realistically, it's the whole thing of getting invincible there. He accidentally goes too insane and kills them, and he still blames Mark for it. So I think that's fine. The only thing that I don't like that they did is how quickly they figured out his powers. Eve just looks at him and is like, "Oh, if you hit him hard, it will store in
Oh,
his
it's not that
things."
hard to figure out. He literally glows whenever he gets hit.
Yeah,
It's like
I think
being
that's
invisible.
No,
I didn't.
Eve looked at him once and was like, "Oh, that's how his powers work." I think it would have been much more interesting if they were just beating him with everything they can and realize, "Oh, he's actually getting stronger from this," instead of just having Eve.
I mean,
figuring
yeah,
it
but
out.
I think he has a higher durability, right?
The things give him a higher
what?
durability. That's the whole thing. It's because
again.
in the beginning, like his niece was like beating his hands.
Yeah, and it
And,
charge up
that's,
a little
and
bit.
yeah, because that's the only thing that he can take without dying. Those things amplify that. So basically,
fair.
he can.
No, I
No, I think those things only store the energy.
I mean, that's what they said.
Yeah.
But they must because he got hit by his sledgehammer.
Yeah, I think the way his powers works is it transfers the kinetic energy
maybe.
to electricity. So whatever hits him, it's not actually hurting him. It's just like most of the energy is being transferred. So there's none into the actual motion of the fucking. And the thing, it only able to store
More.
otherwise, you won't be able to control it. The things just let him store it. I don't think it
I
gets
would
him
have
to
preferred if they had made him a little bit like Punisher mentality in terms of
This guy loves the Punisher.
in terms of he's not hero.
He loves being punished.
Jesus Christ. You're not hero. You think you're doing good, but you're just hurting others and putting like all the blame what happened. What was it? His sister? His sister and his niece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That they died and it was his fault and it was his fault. That's all fine and I agree. And he wants revenge. That's fine. And they could have done it in some way where his fight with Invincible perhaps like causes the death of his wife, but not the way that he did, mate. Because he put him, he used them as hostages.
No, but that was they were in it because his sister hated
And he's-
Invincible as
I
well.
know, but like
He was cracked, yeah.
but-
That they were
No,
both-
they did that well. It's just
it's
both of them
the same
hated
as me
Invincible.
being like having a gun and shooting someone and it ricochets and it hits my newborn baby, which was right behind me, and me going, "It was you!"
No, I think the way they
Yeah,
did it
but
was
it's like
He's been cracked in the head.
Yeah,
Like
I don't have a problem with that. What I do
either.
have a problem with in that episode is I personally felt that it was very anticlimactic when he accidentally kills his
Oh
wife
no,
and
that's a
baby.
lie. You should have seen my face, bro. I was eating my little mince and master, my mince and pasta,
Why are your toes going inside my leg, brother?
Because you stole my son.
and it turns to the panel of
To the pan.
both of them medium well done, right? My mouth jaw open. I was like, missing pasta again.
Yeah, I just thought
So it wasn't anticlimactic because I hit.
the
I was
animation
like,
and the music didn't really hit for me.
I
So
think his art is interesting, but
music for Rex.
no, I'm saying for this
Gillian,
episode.
fuck you.
I'm saying for this episode,
Okay.
when like Powerflex
Don't fall.
Powerflex goes insane and accidentally kills his wife and baby. Like when it then pan to them, I don't know. Like the music didn't really hit me. The
What you
animation
think
was a great, so I just started laughing.
what do you think of Joji's song in the?
Oh, like, what
Invincible?
the fuck is
What do you guys think of the track?
Which song?
The Joji one.
I
Which
don't-
that one?
The
I know
it's
what
literally the main where they're like flying, and it's Eve and Mark.
I thought it was good. Not better than Feel It.
Oh, No, that's
The
a good
main
song.
one. The main
Do
one.
you wanna go again?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a good song.
Do you know who the singer is?
Yeah, George. Yeah.
Do you know who he originally was? Filthy Frank.
Yeah, Filthy Frank.
Crazy, bro.
That guy's
Basically, is this YouTuber
Yes.
that you see that meme of like "Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker."
Yeah. Yeah. So,
That
yeah.
guy, he like used to make like hair cake and shit. He used to do crazy shit,
Yeah.
and then he literally stopped doing YouTube.
Just
and
walked in.
You see glimpse of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just started doing music like that, and he also made a
bro,
song in Invincible,
change.
bro.
We're
I'm
deviating.
thinking of a different song. Okay.
We're deviating.
No, yeah, but
One
I'll
thing-
say it's not as good as Feel, but it's a really good song.
Yeah, it was a great track to be fair. But
They
one
put
thing
in
I
Bibles.
wanna touch
Touch
viciously
Touch you.
is
Powerpuff
what's his
baby.
name? Mark's friend.
William.
No, jokes aside, I think the whole thing with Amber, what the fuck are you doing? What do you mean Amber knew the whole time that Mark was actually into Eve? So what? That literally ruins the whole relationship. Not ruins, but affected heavily the whole relationship arc
Yeah.
about them caring so much about each other, but they can't be together. Oh no, Mark always liked Eve. I don't give a shit about Amber's new boyfriend
Bro,
either.
of course you go with a nonchalant dreadhead.
And them meeting again, the whole bowling part. I do not give a shit. Why are they showing
I'm gonna be
that?
honest.
Yeah.
Don't show Amber again. Besides interacting with Evie.
Bone Amber. No, I genuinely don't give. I hope she died in the
Bro, you put Omni on Amber.
I'm the Amber.
No, but genuinely,
I concur.
I just think that bowling scene and the scene with Eve in the cafe with Amber. What the fuck were the writers thinking?
I thought I understand the scene with William and his boyfriend because it links to what's happening in the episode with the Rihanna man.
Yeah, no,
because
that's fine.
it like reminds
You just know
Mark.
William's getting some metal dick, bro.
It reminds.
Do you see the way he lifted that rock? You just know he's getting tin back shots. You know Tin Man.
5'10" man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Because it reminds Mark that
Mechanic right there.
the Rihanna man and Sinclair it should be locked up.
No, I think
But yeah,
that
the
road
whole
should
thing
work.
with Amber, yeah, it's just like I was like, bro,
Yeah, no,
babes,
I agree.
you're coping.
It's not even the
You
thing,
missed
it's
that
like-
Invincible.
So you're telling me, Mark, you're telling me the whole relationship, the whole thing of them crying, holding each other, being like, we can't be together. Mark actually wanted Eve the whole time.
Yeah, and she was fine with it.
And she knew. And like, why
I
why
love
is she
the
showing
hate
up
against
again?
Amber, mate.
Oh, we can be friends.
You hit it.
What?
You might have a bit too much, mate.
It's fine for like the relationship stopping them too.
Yeah, just-
it's natural.
that's it.
It's like
If like, and you could have a thing like, just leave Amber. Like, she's not. She
Not
doesn't have any.
relevant.
She was only interesting because of Mark, bro. Because he's the main character.
She wasn't
Amber out of here.
No, I love the hate against Amber because she wasn't even good to
Amber's
him. man.
special. That's what I'm saying.
She was. She wasn't even good to him. You show up home fully marked
I
up,
think-
and she's like, "Oh, but you didn't make it time to my soup."
Let's move on to the last few episodes.
Oh yeah. So now we're gonna go.
The peak.
So now the peak. Let's talk about
The
Invincible.
hair flip.
Let's talk about Invincible War first, and then we're gonna talk about.
So, I like-
Conquest
We've already
episode
talked about
afterwards.
Invincible
I
War.
like that. I
No, I
like the way that they did it. I like how they showed the different Invincibles. I like how some of them weren't actually even that bad in terms of like the one that was like, I just miss my mom.
Yeah, it was just that
And
one.
the other one,
hill.
and the other one that just wanted some William out there. Which I didn't realize until I saw the TikToks because I thought he just missed his best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went to TikTok and probably he wanted to get pegged. So
To be fair, it's like
not sure.
they don't say it in the show. So.
I don't. I
Yeah.
still don't really know what you're talking about.
One of the Invincibles says, "Oh, I miss William," and they're saying that he.
do you remember when
he
they're
gets
all,
hit by
they're
William?
all above the house? When the one goes.
That's survival.
I didn't think about him getting pegged by William. Though.
No, it's because I went on TikTok and apparently that's what they were going for.
I don't know.
But you see the random wolf man.
Yeah.
That
He
was
was
supposed to be
supposed to be
Spawn.
Spawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And apparently
Yeah.
someone else was
Um,
supposed to be
The
Spider-Man.
whole thing with Invincible War in the comics is
That's
that
what season.
there's a.
Oh.
It was supposed to be like a big crossover event in Image Comics. So, for example, you see. So obviously Spawn would show
Tech
up.
Jacket.
Tech Jacket was also supposed to be a very important character in the Invincible universe, and there's supposed to be a whole crossover thing. It's just obviously they can't. do
Who
it
is
here.
Tech Jacket?
You see the guy in space. that
He's
kills
the
Invincible.
Iron Man
He's
looking
mad strong.
dude.
So the way his story is.
I was very confused if he was one of the variants from
No,
of
he's not an
Invincible.
Iron Man. So basically, his thing is there's this race that like developed extremely like strong tech that times the 100 all their like strength and stuff like that. But because of that, the race became very weak, so they needed the suits to survive. But then one of those members of that race crashed into Earth, and his suit got put into a human. And obviously, a human which is decently strong, etc.
Kind of like Blue Beetle.
Kinda, but the suit times 100 human natural abilities. So Tech Jacket is extremely like good. He's extremely
Yeah,
strong
'cause
and
he
stuff like that.
beat
But the thing is,
With mustache mark.
But he came out of nowhere. Like, there's no explanation.
every bro, Boss Baby, bro. Where have you seen that shit before? That's the thing.
But yeah, what was that? What was that? Like that part where he's like, there's like that portal.
What is his powers?
No, let me just take a talk.
Boss Baby.
Boss baby. He's a baby boss, babe. So like with the
He runs
portal,
3 businesses.
the portal and people are going in and there's the guy going, if you die,
power
let
is
us know,
having a
so he sends
podcast.
someone else. Do you remember that part?
No.
The guy, portal, there's like people going in and he's like, if you die, let us know, send someone else.
yeah.
Who was that? Where was that?
They're
What was
from
that?
other countries.
They're from America.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that was from Britain.
Yeah.
Oh, was that when Cecil was like, we're gonna call everyone?
Yeah. So yeah, the biggest problem I have with Invincible War is that it was really rushed. Like there was so much shit happening.
I don't think it
What
was.
do you mean? You think the war itself was rushed?
I think the episode should have been 2. In order for you to kind of like be more aware of what's happening, because like things go like crazy. The Invincible show up. Next thing you know, like everyone's marked, and you're like, and Mark is Cecil in the Cecil's
What do you
basement.
think? What was your opinion? I also want to know. See you.
Fucking pussy.
His like choice of staying with
Fucking
Amber
pussy.
and not going back.
No, is this why?
Well,
You actually
wait.
what's that, bro?
I think you're sick of the guy. You can play fucking pussy.
His choice to stay with Amber and not go back into fight.
Amber.
Eve. Like
Oh.
when Eve got her leg.
Selfish.
Oliver.
Selfish fuck, man.
Piss me off.
Oliver's the goat.
Oliver was out there
Piss
fighting
me
and you
off.
over there.
Cecil going, mate, like, for the love of fucking God, there's 7 of you out there. At least let have one of you helping. And he's like, holding your hand. No, they might come here. And he literally goes, mate, I understand. Your fucking mom and brother out there. And he goes, I don't give a fuck.
No. Your girl is in the safest place of the whole world. Do you realize that there's no...
Stop. Wait, stop. You're telling me your mom and your little brother are out there and you look at me. No.
Paul is out there. Paul is doing God's work. Being with your mom and your
Chefing up in
brother.
the kitchen.
Your brother is out there as well, and you're gonna stay with your girl doing shit.
And like where Eve is, then 2 of the Invincibles tried to get in, and the Rihanna man and Donald murdered them.
Double
So like, and Cecil,
Donald.
and Cecil still has the
a robot.
anti-mark sonar thingy.
Yeah.
So like that place is like you said, is like the most protected Eve can be. There's
Bro, your mom.
Sinister Mark is out
If you
there
literally said, mate, like,
eating people.
Oliver's not at home. He's out there fighting. And Mark goes, aunt? Bro, your mom, bro. Don't care.
I didn't like that Cecil went to Mark and was like,
mate, I'm not,
we need to talk to
I
someone.
don't care if I have powers. If I don't have powers, I'm killing fucking Eve's dad, bro. He pisses me off.
Yeah, but that's the point of the character.
That's the point.
Yep,
What's
he's on the list.
original character?
Do you
for
have
the
a
particularly favorite variant?
Yeah.
Well, so I really like Sinister Mark.
Do you know
Just,
Sinister Mark?
I think his design.
The one with the cap, yeah.
Not with a cape.
Yeah, black and yellow. So yeah, I thought he's definitely.
I like the one with
you've seen him
Yeah,
before.
I like that one as well.
The one that
that swears.
misses.
Like,
weird.
fuck off.
So in terms of
that one.
in terms of like connecting a little bit more with them, the one that I connected more with in terms of just thinking fair play, mate, was the one that was like, I kind of miss my mom. That one
Isn't
was
that with
fair.
the black and
yeah, that's
like,
that's
like
like the
the-
Spider-Man.
And I also like the suit. So that one I connected.
I like the
more
one with the little
I just, for
sheets.
example, I
Do you know
just
what I'm
wish-
talking about?
Yeah, the one
That's
that's
so cool. Yeah, I just wish
sorry.
we had spent more time with these variants.
Yeah,
Because
but
you
like
just-
you're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to.
I guess I don't know.
Do you know what happens after? Because I
know what happens
I mean, they're stuck in the.
By the way, we like no, it's in like what happens after they're stuck.
Yeah,
I think so.
There's gonna be spoilers to what might come into the next season. So
Yeah, the comic based on the
it's
comic.
light spoilers though, but
Yeah,
is it
just
as they?
skip for the next
like-
5 minutes.
yeah,
that's fine.
I'll put my hand up once we're done.
Yeah, is it because he eats like?
Yeah, they eat each other.
Yeah,
No, Sinister Mark forces Emma to start eating. each other.
the only
Oh,
one
is it
that's
sinister that eats everyone?
the only one that survives.
I thought it was Mohawk.
Is
It's
Mohawk
because he escapes,
Oh, so
but he ends up getting killed as well.
so the one that misses his mom gets eaten.
Yeah,
No.
and
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe let's move back to the...
anyway,
Hey.
we're done. Welcome back.
Another thing I want to talk about, which I think happens in that episode. No, actually happens in the last one. Forget it.
The little Eve juice.
Yeah, that's
The
next
group.
episode.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
the thing-
So, yeah, I thought the Invincible War was. I want to spend more time to
I
really,
think it's fine. I like
delve in the destruction and just because.
Oh, did you
and-
see
I
the
don't think
moves
you're
of
supposed
Boss
to.
Baby with the green
I don't think
dildo?
you're supposed to. I think you're supposed to feel how sudden it was.
yeah,
Like
no,
it just like this, everything was fucked up.
No,
Yeah,
but
that's
it was
fine.
just
And then the conqueror. Get ready for my
Mate, it would have been better if they are, for example, that
Rex's
part.
death is in that episode as well.
That the last episode, bro, the hair flip, bro.
Yeah,
They,
who was-
they poured every ounce of
I'm gonna
animation
be
into the
honest.
last
Going
episode,
straight from a funeral to hitting dogs.
No, first of all, okay.
Wait, before we get
two things. We'll get to
Devious,
that. First thing I want to say,
devious.
who is that guy with the guns?
Just random guy.
Random mute. I don't
That's the
even know.
problem. Is if it was people that would be like, oh,
Yeah.
he's from here or he's from here, I'd been more like, wow. There's like a random guy with guns, a random wolf guy just looking at. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah,
mate?
we should have seen it. At least some of them before.
The wolf guy has a whole arc in the comics with Mark, but they decided not to do it.
But it was supposed to be Spawn.
No. I mean, in that panel, yes. But the wolf guy is an actual character in a
No,
comic.
but they haven't shown him.
He has an arc with Mark.
Even his name, the guy that fought in space, the
Tech jacket.
Tech Jacket. There
Yeah,
was nothing.
you should have seen
I
it.
honestly
It was-
thought he was one of the variants as well, but he just.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was very random.
Because you're like, oh wait, Tech Jacket just killed a Mark. How is that even possible?
Yeah,
but like, if you know his backstory, it's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. You need. I think you need a little bit more.
In
Like,
terms,
just throw some of them helping Mark like fight the Kraken or whatever it is, bro.
And then, how did you find the fight against Armstrong-Levy when he had
Levi.
all the drones? It's Levy.
didn't
the
like
drones.
didn't like it.
We've had this conversation, and then everyone agreed it was Levi.
Levi, yeah.
Levi.
Levi.
It's not
That's a
Levi.
Mark.
Levi is from Attack on Titan.
I thought.
Yeah.
Like,
What would you think?
I don't want Mark
think it's
getting.
fine.
I don't want Mark
You-
getting hit.
he was
with
just showing-
balls,
yeah,
bro.
no, they were like-
with the balls.
Bro, there were millions of drones, and even then, Mark is able to fight back.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, because he's saying he didn't like it.
It's not my favorite
I
fight.
just thought.
I didn't like he got away again, but
No, I don't like that he's alive.
Yeah, I mean,
And also, like, okay,
affects season two.
Mark understood how his sport will work. I don't want to just see balls. You know what I mean? Like,
No, but that's like the only thing.
they
But
can kill him.
one thing I really liked in that fight, how Mark, like
has
you can
learned.
see
has learned.
his flight, like he sees a portal and is able to change his weight, because obviously Viltrumites they can like flex
Yeah.
every single butt cheek,
Yeah.
and then like change, like they can have leverage.
that they short
everywhere.
accordingly.
So like he shorts and moves away from the portal.
Yeah, that
that's
So
good.
with the whole thing with Oliver in the beginning where he just molested one of the Maulers, bro, I was like,
Ooh, how did we miss that?
Oh yeah, and not just that. Like the thing is, for example, they show Mark is extremely fast, but then he can't catch up with Oliver. When Oliver is just like
No, he can't. Just Mark wasn't taking it serious.
Yeah.
But bro,
yeah.
why haven't we talked about
The
that
final
scene?
episode shows how
but the final
slow-
shows
Why haven't we
episodes
talked
how
about
slow
that
he
scene?
is.
That Oliver scene with the Mauler twins? Crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Damian Wayne. For some reason.
Animation ruined it a little bit.
No, not to me. It was. I've seen.
then.
Bro, there's this scene with Oliver. His eyes are like this. No joke, bro. I took a picture of it. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the fuck am I looking
no,
at?
but yeah, he just completely destroys one of the Maulers. Jordan begs for mercy. Nah,
That was,
cuzzo.
and like he's just like filled with blood, and he's just like, nah, he just fucking crushes the fucking guys in it. I was
So
like,
in
yeah.
that part, I was like,
So the more watch them come back.
nah, that part, yeah.
Wouldn't be surprising.
That part, I was like, mate, like, what you. But then with the whole thing where Mark's holding Levi, he's gonna be like, forgive him.
And Oliver's like,
Oliver's like, yeah, Oliver's like, mate. I'm like, I was on his side because I'm like, bro,
yeah. Oh no.
Oliver was a goat.
If you guys watch our previous episode on Invincible, one of the biggest things that we had was like Oliver's going to be annoying, and he's just going to be an annoying side character.
One of the best.
I like it
Bro.
more than Mark.
Bro, watching that scene with the mortar, I literally stood up on my desk and started applauding. By myself,
I don't know what
bro.
the best side character is. Is it Debbie or Oliver?
Oliver.
Debbie,
That's
Debbie's
a hard. That's a hard.
Paul.
Paul.
bro. He's fucking.
No, yeah,
But
both
only
are
thing
best.
with Oliver was I like that part of saying, oh, what did he say? You ready for a beating or whatever he
You
said?
ready for the
Ready for
big
a
ass beatdown?
Okay, but I'll prefer that one more if you went.
I love that scene.
Hit him like 2 or 3 times and then he got clapped. No,
Nah.
you ready for
Nah.
a beatdown?
Nah, let's
That's-
get it. Let's
yeah,
get
yeah,
into the
yeah,
last
yeah,
episode.
yeah.
I'm not ready for my rival, Lord.
I'm gonna be honest, Soups. If you're watching this, it's not your son. It's not your kid in screen, bro. You do not need to react like that.
You're just a kid.
Yeah.
He was crying, bro. He's just
Don't get me wrong. That scene was insane. I
Well,
was
when
like,
he got
when-
looked up
yeah,
off the tree,
he's
bro.
getting almost bro. The sound of that was crazy, bro. You could hear.
Yeah, it's
And
fun.
the thing is, his monologue being like, you start like tearing the shame, like tearing the. Oh my brother.
You know what's
He's done
the
it before.
craziest thing? You see the I Am Lonely whole thing.
Yeah, it was all.
It
yeah.
wasn't in the
It's not from
comics.
the comics,
It was
it's brand
all made by the.
Same with the
I
heart.
thought,
Yeah.
I thought Mike was about to get raped. I'll be honest with you. When he started saying, I'm Lord.
I thought you just hear a zipper. That's what I thought. I have an issue with the last fight.
I
The
like.
beginning of it was.
Why doesn't Eve just change his arm?
Change his
no,
arm?
one thing that
Oh, it's
that's-
arm. It's not organic matter.
I kind of mentioned it earlier.
It's metal.
Is the fact that like Mark had been getting his ass beat, even though he was stronger, he'd been getting his ass beat throughout the whole show. Him getting his ass beat by the Conqueror, it was like
Conquest.
or Conquest, sorry. I think it would have been way better if throughout the season he was either matching or doing very well against the usual villains, and then against
I agree,
Conquest,
I
his
100%
ass is
agree.
getting fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
Here's just like another Tuesday for Mark. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Mark was getting gaped.
But
sure.
to the point that you did in the Castlevania review episode, because your biggest complaint was that the guy just walks in and then he's able to defeat. In this fight, Mark doesn't just walk in.
Yeah, no, it
he
doesn't.
he literally stops giving a shit about his body
But then,
and
for example,
about.
that's what I said for Castlevania. If there's like a reason someone in front of you would have just died, there's a surge of adrenaline, and you just go beyond the limits
Yeah.
you set for yourself as a hero or whatever it is, then it's fine. Castlevania
And
didn't do that.
It's
but-
not like Mark got stronger.
They did it well.
He punched Conquest and he's like
His
arm
arm
shattered.
Oh, that part where like they connect.
Yeah.
To destroy the mic.
Boom, and then he kills him by fucking
But then,
headbutting
for
him.
example, and I know they did in the
But this slap on Oliver, bro.
Bro, that was kinetic.
They did, and I'm happy they did the whole thing with Eve, that she came back and they explained it fine. But I much prefer when it's like the whole thing, the whole moment of she's dying and he can hear her last breath, and then you just, Conquest is there being like, haha, I don't give a fuck. Or like saying the whole, like, oh, what a beautiful, like, relationship you two had. Watch me, what I'm gonna do to her. And then Mark goes up to his
Mark
side.
is just there, and then he's like, I'm gonna love
I
the
love
whole
that scene.
planet.
I love that. That scene was good, and I love the scene where both arms are broken, and he's just headbutting.
I mean, but to be honest,
crazy.
like, he's always like that, Cecil, I don't need your help. But then he's begging for help.
To be fair, this is a very minuscule thing. It might be a little too little.
Nitpick.
But I think you see when he's doing the headbutt, I think if they had like impact frames on the floor and like the floor was actually breaking with the house strong, because like he's hitting him, but it's like he should be hitting him with so much force to break through the Conquest skull that he should be literally smashing the floor around him.
Yeah.
I think if they added that, it would have been. But again, that's animation. Anyway.
I don't think he should have been kept alive by Cecil.
No, I don't think so.
Because guess what? He's definitely gonna.
The thing is, like the whole Conquest fight, I just had an erection throughout it.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't.
That
stop.
whole
keep it down.
episode,
I could not keep it down.
There's this whole scene where, like, just before Mark tells him how to stop.
Yeah.
The animation is so fluid. He looks up and like the light, like the sun blinds. Blinds Mark, and he's looking at the shadows. Mark,
Oh, and then tell me-
then, like,
no,
as
no,
he does,
tell
as
me-
he lifts his head up, he's like
Yeah.
hair flicks. The animation was
Bro,
on point.
and then he's like, Conquest is coming at him, and he's begging him to stop. Conquest stops at him. He's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that whole part it was crazy. And then obviously everyone loved the Conquest fight. And then hair, bro. Why did his hair look so good? The thing
Even
is,
Oliver's hair when he does.
yeah, it's
for
so
the beat
fluid.
down.
It's
But
just
no, even when Oliver was following them, that was
Yeah,
well.
that fight scene.
That slap. That slap where Oliver goes and Conrad just fucking slaps him onto the ground. It's like, shut the
But
fuck
to be
up.
fair, the scene that Pedro was talking about,
Yeah.
where Oliver's trying to catch up with him, and that fight scene that you even see from a first-person perspective, that was great.
Yeah.
That was
very
good.
well animated. If only like that type of animation was throughout the show.
Yeah.
And I found it so funny how, when Conquest grabbed Mark and then went through the beach full of people.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, if I was in Mark's place, I was like, not again.
And yeah,
Not again.
It was too, yeah. And you just see a child.
mean, I still-
just get fucking
Yeah.
cooked.
What did you
Yeah.
guys think about the funeral scene? Some people didn't like it.
Okay.
Very underwhelming.
Underwhelming.
Especially since Eve is like, oh,
Eve is like, here's my friend. I loved him.
If I was Mark,
You're getting him and I'm beating.
and then the thing is, Mark is after just smiling as I'm about to hit this shit raw, bro.
Oh, yeah, 'cause he is.
100%. He was mid Rex funeral and we're just thinking about
Mark's
hitting his girl from
reaction
behind.
to Rex's death was so shit.
Yeah,
What about Rex? He's dead.
fact. Damn, you need to see it
Have
more.
you seen that panel where they change
you move the
Robot's voice bubble in the comics? Where Mark's like, what happened to Rex? And the Robot's like, Rex exploded.
I mean,
I
but to
just
be
think
honest,
that, like-
I did enjoy the scene of like Mark just being happy that Eve is alive.
Also, I think they needed to give more scenes between Rudy and Rex because they didn't really like each other. They didn't really talk. And now suddenly Rudy's like, I
I
gotta
don't
over
think
the mantle.
Rudy's already taken he's already taking his face, brother.
Rudy's gonna become a villain. I'm calling it 1,000,000,000%. I swear to
Yeah,
God.
but like the whole scene of him taking Rex's mantle is like,
Yeah, but he's a little
This is
psycho.
recorded, right?
yeah, but it makes no sense.
What do you do?
Nothing.
Yeah. What is he doing? Because I'm never looking at him. I barely see him sometimes, so he's like a little ninja, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was. I didn't
mean,
make sense.
that's just like a small bit, and the episode wraps up well with obviously Mark.
Getting dogs.
Yeah. Well,
No, but for example,
doing the dogs.
but you can't be like, oh, he was my first love, and then same night you freeing up doing the nanny.
Not the nanny,
The
bro.
nanny.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Do whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Especially
More
for Rex.
After a funeral, like they did the whole thing of like Mark and Rex having almost a brotherly
Was? Actually
thing.
was, just
Of
not a
like,
funeral.
oh yeah, but his favorite thing is the middle finger and all that, where they were close. And then in his funeral, like Mark.
I mean, I mean,
just think about the positions he's about to put it. Rex is actually.
I mean, I think I know why. I think I know why Eve was leaking juices.
I know why.
Oh, at the end.
The goop. I think I
Because
know
she's
why.
pregnant.
I have no idea.
I think it's because she's pregnant.
And so it's altering with her powers, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Then where Johnny, the big man?
They don't. Mark hits it all the time.
Yeah.
Over here is it? It's like what the fuck? The thing is,
I
she's
love-
pounding her to the floor,
I
bro.
love those TikToks of like him being in bed and just hearing it.
I'm marking it.
To be fair, it's just like I mean they're gonna be
And then
together.
for breakfast for pancakes
Like
next
they
morning.
got together quite quickly, considering like they're
It
gonna be
was
together
very
for
rushed.
thousands of
Yeah,
years.
it was very
Well, no,
so they're probably
Eve
gonna
doesn't live that
separate.
long.
Bro, no, she would came back from
Oh,
the
yeah,
death.
true.
Huh?
She came back
She
from
might
the
just,
death.
cocoon herself and then
Yeah,
come back.
so,
With-
like,
with
no,
bigger
I don't
tits
know
or
if that's
something.
something.
Like if it's the thing of like her, like if she's dying, the switch will go off and she's able to control organic matter, then she'll just keep doing that to
But I
herself.
don't know if it has to be a natural death or it has to be
They got
extreme.
together. They got together. Well, if she's dying, that's extreme.
No, if she's dying, surrounded by loving friends or family or getting decapitated by conquest,
I
different.
think if they got together quite quickly, and how long both characters are supposed to live, unless I'm wrong about Eve, I think they eventually are going to have relationship problems where they're going to separate.
Yeah,
and-
probably.
But I do think that like the goop was maybe it is that. I was a bit focused about the fact we just left the funeral and
Yeah.
Eve's getting dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But,
crazy.
you know.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah, you don't know in the comics there's like a scene that after that whole thing after Eve reborns or something like the Phoenix. In the comics, like
16, by the way.
Mark
Yeah.
notices that her
her tits are bigger. Yeah, I noticed that. So.
but they didn't do that in the show.
Cecil noticed as well.
Everyone did. Everyone did. What's your
But I just imagine Cecil with everyone else like ready to go at him. Easy now, easy. I know, everyone just.
I get this.
You know, to be fair, the fight against Conquest, it was like one of the best showings of her powers. I don't understand why she
Yeah.
doesn't do it like that.
Yeah, with the air density. Such a sick idea.
Why did Cecil keep Conquest?
They want to study viltrumite.
Oh, mate,
Nah,
shut the
he wants to
fuck
get-
up.
the thing is,
don't
he
worry,
wants to learn more about
and
Viltrum.
everything's gonna explode. They nuked him and he was fine,
Yeah.
mate.
They want to learn more about Viltrum. Which
Bro, they used their strongest weapon against Nolan, and he gave him a nosebleed.
Yeah.
You think a couple of bomb? Like the only way they stopped Mark in the other universe was by leveling Europe. So unless you're gonna level Portugal over here and stop conquest, I don't see it.
Mate, I don't know. I didn't.
I don't think.
I don't know why.
Like, considering how smart Cecil is.
Also,
what the fuck
another
are you
thing I did not give one single shit about was the sequids at the end.
The what?
The sequids.
Yeah, those are just teasers for the next.
Did not care about.
Who's-
Sequids,
Also-
the
The Martian lips.
Also, there's also the Damien Darkblood storyline.
No, but that's new. That's
Yeah,
new.
it's apparently new. So I'm
But
interested to see
there's
where that
something
goes.
that we forgot to mention. I really like.
Some people think they're gonna put Spawn, introduce Spawn somehow through that.
But yeah, something that we forgot to mention. I really like the team up between Nolan, Alan, and
Oh
Thrax.
yeah, shit, we go away from
Oh, and the
about that.
battlebeast shit. Yeah,
But
I mean that
Battlebeast-
shit was great though. Like,
Mate, that part where he's like asking Battlebeast for help, and he goes, "Is there gonna be strong people?" He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
Viltrumites.
I can't wait to see more
Battlebeast.
Alan and
But
The
Omniman together.
the only thing that annoys me is that Omniman's gonna come back.
Oh, when they like killed them Viltrumite by like flashing their...
Where is Paul gonna go, bro? Paul is like
Paul is staying.
he's always
He's
fitted up.
coming for Nolan.
He's always
He's here to
fitted up.
stay. He's here to stay.
He's always fitted up.
But yeah, I mean, all those scenes. I know we haven't mentioned, but all those scenes between them three were great.
yeah.
And those fights and
Yeah.
and the whole arc with Nolan about him actually accepting that he's going against I mean, the whole thing that there's less than 50 Viltrumites
Yeah.
or pure-blooded Viltrumites in the galaxy. I think that was great. I know we didn't really mention it, but
I mean,
I think it is time to put in the raid.
I think
Yeah,
an easy fix. If the thing is, if they have so many
All of
Viltrumites, why don't they just all the bug people?
because they can't. It has to be like their whole thing has to be
Has
with
to be
a
pure.
genetically
But like all,
Can I say something about
Oliver
the,
looks.
no.
Oliver is good enough with
I'll fix it like
Viltrumite,
that.
and he
No.
he grew up in like
Yeah, but
a year. He's like a teenager.
he's not gonna be to the fullest potential, I guess.
No.
Regardless, I think it's time for put on the rating tier list. It's on screen. Where'd you guys put it? I think
the season itself.
Well, yeah. The
Top
season
good.
itself.
Top good.
Oh, the season
Or
itself.
should we put the
no,
show?
The
The
whole
show,
yeah.
show.
Absolute cinnamon. Bottom. Absolute
I
cinnamon.
think season 3 itself is a 7 or max an 8.
No,
but first,
I'm saying.
the fact that season 1 was so good was a 10 out of 10, and season 2 was maybe a 9 out of 10. I think
You think bottom peak
You
cinema.
think season 3 was worse than season 2?
I think they're like. I just think season 3. Season 2 did a lot of
'Cause,
good stuff.
are
It's just
we-
season 3 has
are we
its own
putting-
downsides, and it also affects some stuff from past
Are we
seasons.
putting this with the superhero stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know where I'm putting it.
So not
I'm
with
putting
anime.
absolute cinema.
Absolute.
Okay, so I would agree that this would be
I mean, you
like
should go with superhero
at the
stuff, right?
very bottom of absolute cinema.
I agree.
Like, so I know right now we only have Daredevil on absolute cinema, I think.
For
But I'll
superhero
put
stuff, yeah.
Invincible above Daredevil.
Okay, then you're pushing it.
Yeah, well, you're wrong. Yeah,
unfortunately, you're right.
It's like people have their own opinions.
Yeah, but it's like us four have to
this
agree
guy,
with
bro,
what
this
it-
guy, you say something against what he says, you're suddenly wrong.
Well, you are.
But it's not very sudden.
Daredevil is the only one but I think even for the future ones, Invincible is a good bottom.
I mean, I know it's an
point for
animated
peak
show,
cinema.
but it should go on the superhero list, right?
Yeah. Because
Absolute cinema.
I agree.
It's just like
It can't go below absolute
Yeah.
cinema.
Yeah, absolute cinema bottom,
I think
bottom, not top.
it's definitely at the bottom of absolute cinema. It's just the fact that season 1 was probably one of the best of
Yeah.
superhero TV
And
shows.
like-
it is one of the
And
best.
there's like some moments from season 2, like
They're absolutely
like for
goated.
example, even if you ignoring that Ashram-Levy comes back, the ending of season 2 where he's like, I thought you were stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was insane.
No, I'll make the stand right now. Season 3 is the worst season so far.
I don't
And
think
that's
so.
not taking the
I think it goes season 1, season 3, season 2.
I think season 2, like, sure, it's a little disjointed sometimes with Angstrom-Levy and all that stuff, but I don't think, like, the lowest lows of season 2 are better than the lowest lows
Yeah,
of
but the
season 3.
highest highs of season 3 are better than the highest highs of season
I
2.
didn't care.
I think,
But
I think season
that is
3
true, but
season 2 and season 3 are on par. Season
Yeah,
1 is
yeah,
better.
I
I don't be mad at that.
Bro, and the last episode with
I'll give
Conquest.
season 2 and 3 an 8.
the whole Amber thing pissed me off a lot.
Conquest, that we character.
Yeah,
I love.
I'll give season 2 and season 3 an 8.
Gonna come back.
And then I'll give
Hope
season
so.
1 a 10.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah? Season 2 and season 3 an 8.
Season 8 or
And then
9.
season 1 a 10.
Well, no, season
No,
3 is definitely not.
Season
an
2 and
8,
season 3, I'll give them both a 7. And then
Okay,
season 1.
there, you're pushing my erection a little bit down because what the hell's wrong with
and then season 1 a 10.
So you,
I think both. I think I agree
So,
with season 8.
by the way, remember,
Season eight, they're
remember
both
this
eights.
guy gave Castlevania 10.
Yeah, no,
right?
but this guy, he
Okay. So
His
he's
opinions are
saying
weird.
the
He is a little weird,
Castlevania.
but he
You
has a
gave
point.
that a 9 and 10 as well.
Wait, what did you
No,
give
I
Spider-Man?
didn't.
It was like 9.
It's a touchscreen.
9.
Um,
9.
on par.
I don't know. It's
With
just
this.
like
Did you just hear what this guy said?
what?
Invincible is on par with Spider-Man.
No, but it's
obviously,
not.
Invisible is above
Well, no, it's
That's not
bottom
what you're saying, bro.
cinema.
above Spider-Man for me.
But you put them both
So
up to
you
cinema.
gotta keep that in mind when you're reading.
When you give rating.
No, I'll put Spider-Man probably top good.
Then an 8.
I personally give him a 9, but it's our
Good boy.
the point of the point of this tier list is that it's our combined opinion that it takes away the biases.
Are you sure?
I just think that like the lowest lows of season 3, the worst thing, like for example, the whole bowling scene, it affects certain things in season 2, or like the immortal stuff that I just didn't give a shit about. I
Yeah.
think it was a shit way to test his morals.
And I like how you
But I think.
Immoral fucking duplicate fake.
Oh yeah, they quit. They're like,
No, that's all I love
But
you.
I just think
Shut your mouth.
I just think the highest highs of these shows of the show is just like the best in superhero media, and even though season 3 has quite a few things, I'm like, I do think it's slightly worse than season 2, but I think it should
They have
it should
balls.
be
Bottom absolute cinema.
bottom peak fiction
There you go.
up on screen. Now we're gonna move on to the games race, and we'll prep it and we'll explain how it works.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna get on to the game, Ace Race. So basically how it works, each one of us has a correspondent suit. So I'm hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades, if I got that right. And basically how it works, each one of us has a topic, where there can be anything, and you're gonna have questions for it. We're gonna take cards at random. For example, heart comes up, I move forward, this flips. These cards are completely random. It could be any of us, and these represent the person that's going to be asking the question. So, I'll go up. Let's say it's clubs.
Yeah.
He asks me a question. If I get it right, I stay in the same place. If I get it wrong, I move back. If it's the same suit as mine, I can
You're
ask
good,
myself a question, so I'm just safe.
Yeah.
To the point that whoever crosses the finish line first moves and wins. We're gonna have 2 winners. The 2 losers will then have to do the trivia game next game, which is basically getting guessing. Sorry,
Which
guessing
we'll explain it, but the loser from that would have to do a punishment.
a
like this.
punishment like this. Did I miss anything?
No, I think
That was pretty good.
Oh yeah, of course we don't know each other's topics in terms of like what questions.
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple trivia game, but you'll get the hang of it quite quickly. All right, so the first person moving forward is Hearts. So Hearts move forward, and the person asking him questions is Clubs. So Clubs asks Hearts.
My topic It's bodybuilding. Good luck.
Wait, is it actually?
Yeah, that's serious.
Oh my god, this is my area, bro.
Okay, so of course,
1947.
of course I
what the
customize these. Okay, I don't want to make it too easy on you because you know what about this.
Push pull legs.
Just push.
Bulking has been vaulted. That's the answer.
That's eating a whole
Who
box of cookies.
famously completed? Who famously competed in the 82 Olympia with a torn bicep?
Tom Potts.
Is that a final answer?
Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah. And Ronnie Snitchland.
No.
No, it was,
Arnold.
Arnold. Yeah, that's what I meant.
fine.
That's what I meant. All right. So, next person moving forward. It's the Joker. Joker's nothing. Next person moving forward. Diamonds.
Which okay, who made the iconic quad stomp?
Some plots, I'm pretty sure.
No.
Oh, is it Jake Cutler?
Mustache.
Mustache actually
sure?
looks good.
Did I actually?
He's got to grow musty, bro. I'm telling you.
Work on cam, so you can.
Tom Platz. Tom Platz.
Is that a final answer?
Yes.
Jake
Jake
Cutler.
Cutler.
Yeah.
Fuck. But isn't Tom Platz with the crazy leg day?
That was easy
Yeah,
question.
Tom
Tom
Potts
Potts
has
with
the crazy
leg.
leg.
Jake Cutler has the quad stomp.
Fuck.
Good question. Good question.
That was easy, bro.
I do try.
I thought you were gonna get straight away because I let you drop his name. Like,
No,
Yeah,
but we said
you
Jake
also
Cutler.
said you said what was the first name you said?
Jake Cutler.
What was the second?
Tom
Tom
Potts.
Platz.
Yeah, and he started smiling.
No, I smiled as a Tom Potts.
Next person is Clubs. So Clubs.
Oh, so I'm
Clubs,
good, I'm
he's
good.
fine. Next person, Clubs again. Diamond! So it's me asking questions. And since it's a show that we regard very highly and it's currently coming out, my questions are on Daredevil, the show overall.
Okay. I should be good at it.
All right.
What's Daredevil's best friend's name?
You don't have to worry. I'm not really going to ask like any season 3 stuff. Or any major stuff.
By the time this could come out, it's way over. So
Yeah, but in case someone hasn't really watched it. Okay. What
you
were
actually don't look bad. It's great.
the professions?
Well, with the
you actually look good.
What were
The whole outfit is awesome.
Let him see.
what were the professions of Daredevil lovers throughout the shows?
So, okay, well, lovers. So I presume you mean more than one.
Yes.
all of the lovers.
All the lovers have been in every show in Daredevil. Just
Okay.
Daredevil shows though.
So I have. So okay, this question. So I have to know every lover.
Their profession,
Yeah,
not names.
I know.
Okay. Can you tell me the number of them at least?
No.
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 Fella.
Why are you answering for me?
Okay, so is it counting with the new show or no? We're born again.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's Daredevil.
yeah.
Okay, so
Show
we have the
overall.
psychiatrist. We have Karen Page, which she's a news reporter. She works for the Bugle, or not the Bugle, but newspaper.
Yeah.
We have Elektra, which is like an assassin. She's vigilante, but she's like a businesswoman. If you want to take that, she's filthy rich. The thing is, am I forgetting one of them? I don't think so.
No. I need their
Oh,
professions, by
yes.
the way.
Oh,
I need to-
yeah.
What they do.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you.
He's been
Yes,
saying
no.
until now. Yeah.
And then we have, well, I don't remember the name. The nurse. What's her name? Claire. Good at this. He just farts though. He just fucks. You can't stick as a lover. I think that's it. I don't know if I'm forgetting one. You really can't tell me the number of them.
No.
Bullseye.
I'm trying to think. At first, it was Claire.
Vanessa.
Imagine. First, it was Claire.
He did flirt with her for a little bit.
Yeah. Then it was they had the whole thing with Karen. Then it definitely Elektra, because that's also in the comics. And now the psychiatrist. Claire being the nurse, Karen Page being the news report, like the newspaper people, the writer.
Newspaper people.
She's like a journalist.
Okay.
Then we have Elektra, which I don't know what job you want to take. She's an assassin, but she's also a businesswoman. And she runs business, like she runs a proper business.
Mhm.
And then we have the psychiatrist.
So you did get it correct. What's the difference between a psychiatrist and a therapist? Because I wrote down therapist as in for the new woman.
Oh yeah, she's not a psychiatrist.
What's the difference?
Psychiatrist is the people that evaluate us.
Yeah, she's a
What?
therapist.
If you,
I would give it to him.
yeah,
To be fair, I don't know
What is the
fucking it.
difference?
I don't know.
I don't know. If you,
It's a psychiatrist.
it's like mental hospitals.
I think so. If that is the case, then you cooked, yeah, mate. But if it's like not a major thing, then yeah. But it was just the Daredevil shows. I did emphasize on that.
I knew that.
So
'cause I
She-Hulk
actually saw a
wouldn't have.
post on it like right before
What?
on TikTok
But what?
about him like being blind man.
No, it's like It's specialized diagnosis, treatment, prevention of mental, emotional, and behavioral
Yeah, that's
disorders.
fine.
Yeah.
Because I actually saw a TikTok of being like, blind
No, I'm
guy,
a therapist, bro.
blind guy, but still pulls
All
four
right.
10 out of 10 bodies.
I almost forgot Claire. Claire was All right, next person moving forward. Diamonds moving forward.
Yeah, Electra is the baddest out of all. Let's be honest.
All right. Sorry. Oh. I should have gone the Jake Utter one, right? I was just thinking about Tom Potts
That-
like the.
The cards know that I'm not getting past the first one, so they're keeping me at the bottom.
No, because you're gonna be asked, so what hits the bicep, bro? And you're like,
You should say that, but I won't.
Which competition did Arnold compete in?
Decent question.
open bodybuilding? Is that your final answer? Yeah. It's not classic, and the other, on the other.
Oh, I didn't know if you're gonna get confused.
There's,
between
and
open
there's
or
also
classic.
like Arnold.
No, I meant
was
between open or classic.
Yeah.
Open's changed so much though.
Yeah.
Because open before used to be like that, and open now is just monsters,
mass.
mate.
It's just disgusting. It's just
It's
fucking
just like
Spain,
so
it's
much
literally
mass.
like
It's,
if you've
it's
seen-
impressive.
If you've seen Baki, it's literally like the Unchained.
Unchained.
That's
Yeah.
what open is.
Yeah,
though.
it's crazy.
It's just they're not even human anymore.
Next
bro.
person moving. Yeah, they're animals, bro. Moving
fun,
forward,
right?
diamonds again, and I'm good because it's in my own level. So I don't have to ask the question myself. Next person moving is diamonds again. So the hearts. So what's your topic?
Captain America.
Overall.
Yeah.
Okay. Movies or like overall cars?
Just overall.
Okay.
Which year did Captain America appear for the first time in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Year specific.
Year specific, and I'm happy
When the first event,
giving
when
you
the,
like 1 year above, 1 year below. So you've got like a 3-year range to get it right.
so
Well,
when the
Iron
first Captain
Man-
America came out.
Iron Man came out in 2008. The first one. That's when the MCU started.
I think it's
I have no clue.
Then the Raimi films were like coming out 2011, 2012. I don't think Captain America was coming out then, unless it was.
Can I get my answer? If he doesn't get
Yeah.
it, I'll
The first Captain America.
Bro, he's gonna give the month, bro.
The first Captain America, right?
First time Captain America appeared
So it'd be
in the
first
Marvel
Captain-
Cinematic Universe.
That'll be the first Captain America. There were no crossovers yet.
Presumably.
Unless like he for some reason appeared in fucking Iron Man. But I don't think he did. It should be around that like 2011, 2012. Like anywhere from 2010 to 2015 region is what I'm shooting for. Okay, let me think. We moved country in 2016. I had already watched that movie a little bit ago, which means it had been out. I'm pretty sure the MCU started like 2008, because Ghost Rider came out in 2007. That's how I know. So I'm shooting.
Shoot.
I would
Go
have
for it, mate.
guessed, bro.
Shoot or
I have no
shoot.
clue. I think it's somewhere along what you said.
Go for it.
2010.
I would have said 2011 or 12.
Yeah, I would have said 12.
It was
I think.
2011, so you still get it right because I gave you the range.
Got it.
That was a good
Got
question.
it. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, like especially for like a first question that you did, it was just a banger one. Next person moving forward.
Good thing that was your first
that
question.
was your first question. But, next person moving forward is Hearts. So I ask you a Daredevil related question. Actually, I think I already know the question I'm going to ask you, but I just want to check.
That begs on and it's like, what happens, man?
What is
I think, to be fair, I think you're going to get it very easily.
Okay,
So-
go for it.
What's Foggy's real name?
Bomber card, my names. Nelson. No, it's
Is
not.
that bro? Don't laugh.
Bro,
bro,
this guy looks at me and says Nelson.
You're giving it away, bro.
Mate. I swear he always calls him Foggy, mate. I'm even losing the must. I just was just like, mate, I swear he always calls him Foggy. I fucking hate name questions. Foggy.
Is that if I know it?
It's
It's
Franklin.
Oh.
The name that his mother calls him, and it's what he says on
It says in
Daredevil
the
Born
show.
Again.
That's like his mother knew.
No,
Franklin.
can I take that to the courts?
I knew that.
No?
If they
This
say
guy
that,
just said he didn't know and he jerks off tomorrow.
yeah, but
mate.
they say it in Born Again,
did.
bro. When he's in the corner, it's like, or Franklin, as his mother used to call him. All right, next person moving forward. Hearts again. You're just not moving, bro. There's
No.
just no spades.
The cards know. There's no point.
The card's giving up on you.
Yeah.
Don't ask him a fucking...
No, I mean it's always better than me doing the punishment, you know. So the cards know.
I guess.
How did Matt gain his abilities?
He had
Buzzing.
acid on his eyes. But how was it?
Presumably you want like the event.
His dad was a fighter. Was it something like? Oh, pulling this out of my ass.
Getting hard right now.
I think like
Don't pull anything out of your ass, mate.
his dad was a fighter. He went to one of his fights. Then as they were leaving, I'm pretty sure he gets shot or he starts getting beat up or something, and he goes to try and help, and he gets pushed against this like vat of like toxic waste or acid, and it like splashes onto his eyes or something. He gets taken to hospital. He's blind.
Is that final answer?
I'm gonna go with that.
It was like it was a
He
road.
tried to save someone from crossing the
Yeah,
street that was
yeah,
gonna get
crossing
hit,
the
and he
street.
gets hit
And-
by.
And then the car crashes and the thing falls on.
So do I get it?
No,
You literally did not say anything about it.
That's a whole different
I
scene.
honestly
His
thought
father
you were
does
gonna
get shot,
go.
though.
I honestly thought you were gonna go. They're going to an alleyway and
Oh,
his
yeah,
father got
that's
shot.
fucking Batman,
I'm not saying thought you're gonna go that way.
Next person moving. Forward. Hearts again, bro.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, bro.
It's okay.
I'm running out of questions for him.
It's okay.
Um,
I'm happy where I'm. I've understood my face.
what is Daredevil?
No,
Other alias?
I said it before I saw it.
Mark Murdoch.
No, like
Repeat the question.
Daredevil.
More for the TikTok than anything.
Thank you.
okay. Well, I'll tell you the full question. What is the nickname of Daredevil in the criminal underworld, aka his other alias?
His alias.
Ship it, buddy. Yeah.
He's the devil, no? Daredevil. He's the devil. Diablo.
Ooh, Diablo 3, the game.
One of the Diablo's gone worse, apparently.
I'm pretty sure he's
These nuts.
the devil.
Final answer?
Yeah,
It's the
it's
Devil's
man.
That was
Oh, I was gonna say Man Without Fear.
No, it's the Devil's
That was
Hell's Kitchen.
the criminal underworld knows him as the devil of Hell's Kitchen.
So should I give him for the devil?
No.
No, that was good.
Bro, you want the devil
Of Hell's Kitchen.
Well, that is his.
Next person moving forward, he's just been straight
Well,
hearts.
bro, you're gonna get hearts again, much.
Diamonds.
Oh.
So I make it through. I'm safe.
What a surprise.
Next person moving forward,
Fully rigged.
diamonds.
Oh Lord.
Next person moving forward,
Oh,
spades. Oh.
God.
So clubs over there. Rough asks.
Who won Miss Olympia in '83? I'm joking. Okay, what's the name of the last Mr. Olympia?
C-Bum. Christopher Bumstead.
Is that fair enough?
Yeah. Okay.
Technically, that's not the classical.
Well, I'm not gonna ask you.
Next person moving forward, diamonds.
Imagine it's
I'm
just
already gone.
spades.
Shut up. Next person moving forward, spades again.
Well,
Oh, I was joking. I was joking.
Okay.
am I being graced? Am I gonna win one ace race? Yeah, just wait till I get there and then.
I really hope. I don't think.
and then I go back down. Without not asking questions.
I don't know if this is too hard, but all my other questions you're gonna
Oh
smash
shit,
them.
yeah.
No, that's not too hard. That's fine.
Oh, it's Daredevil.
Oh yeah, true.
So
Bro,
You really like that.
remember that he jokes Daredevil, bro.
Do I? The devil.
He knew the claw
What
machine.
bar do Matt and Foggy frequent?
oh, that's a
Good question.
I know the
Appearance
answer.
in Born in it.
Let me guess if he doesn't get it.
Yeah, same.
Josie's.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Josie's bar. I'm joking. You get it. You get it right. You get it right.
But how do you know that?
I did that as well.
appears in Born again. To be fair.
It's quite a reoccurring thing throughout the show that they go to
yeah.
Josie's.
Yeah. I was gonna
My
say.
friends are always in that cafe. Do I know the name of the cafe?
In the
never
comics,
said
there's
it.
like I thought that's what we were gonna ask. In the comics, there's a bar just for like villains that he like finds people. It's a
Oh,
bar of no name. But
No, but no. My thing. It was only on the
Here's the
show.
next one. Next
Next
one's
person?
Spades, we already know.
Spades!
Yeah, I know, bro. You guys rigged this shit, man.
No, it's not.
I hate this
I
game.
promise it's not rigged. This is about.
Ask him the hardest thing.
Oh, shut
When was Captain
I
America?
mean, he's still in the game. I'll take it to the courts.
When was Captain America born?
Yesterday. Maybe ask ChatGPT a new
To be
question.
fair, who was the person that made the serum?
It was
I
the
don't know.
German guy.
It was that doctor, the old guy. I
Um,
don't remember his name though.
Is is it Max something? I don't know why I'm thinking that. But
What was Captain America's first mission as a soldier during World War II?
in the first movie,
What was Captain America's first
That's the
mission as a soldier during World War II?
I think I know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm right or not though.
well, the first thing he did was he liberated the soldiers that were in the camps, but he did that by himself. So, if that is the answer, the question's already wrong because that wasn't a mission that was given to him. That was the first thing that he did as his Captain America.
What was Captain
Because-
America's first mission as a soldier during World War II?
Okay, I'm gonna say that's my answer. Liberate the soldiers and Bucky that were being held prisoner.
Stop Hydra's operation and prevent them from using the Tesseract as a weapon.
No, that was his final mission. In the first movie.
That was his final mission because he died afterwards. Or didn't he get frozen? Oh yeah, he did get cooked because with
Corpse. Putting them in the corpse. Oh, always
he did. That is his final mission. That is not that's his first because he gets cooked right after that.
Wait, did you ask was he Captain America when he was?
Yeah.
No, yeah, he was.
He was Captain America before because it was just a publicity stunt, and then he got tired of it, and the first thing he wanted to do
weird ass suit
was
cotton suit.
Yeah,
because he did the plays and shit.
Yeah, and he liberated all the soldiers.
Well, technically you're right, so you just stay there.
I guess.
Cool. Does he go back now?
Well, no, because his question was too hard.
He's not right.
If it was me, I would have been.
Well, he gave the wrong answer.
No, he gave the right answer. He had the wrong answer.
Oh yeah, true.
So, technically,
true.
He answered the question right. It's just the guy that was supposed to have the answer didn't have the answer right. Next person moving forward. Spades again. We have our two winners.
What a comeback!
Interesting. So me and him are gonna be the judges next game.
When was the next club?
I always believed in myself.
It will be hearts, spades, hearts, diamonds, clubs.
And this is why this shit is rigged.
Shut the fuck up! You haven't done a single punishment yet.
Because I'm good at this
He's
shit.
not going to as well because I'm definitely going to lose.
So we're gonna be judging in the guessing game, which is like a questioning game.
Who's gonna go with who?
And they're gonna be going against each other. We're gonna be in pairs. Whoever loses between them two has to do a punishment like that.
Who did Pedro go with on the last one?
Rafa.
We can decide that
So, yeah.
post episode. Let's just wrap it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wrap it up. Omni boy.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Like we said before, subscribing does help a lot. It is free, so if you guys enjoy the content, do drop a follow. Subscribe. I mean, would really appreciate it. And yeah,
Yeah. Socials down.
See you next Friday.
All that stuff.
see you next Friday at the same time.
Thank you.